long way from where I started with this. And these, so come a long way.
Welcome to the 120th episode of the Home Theater Hub.
You're going to get a whole nother group of followers.
You get like 20, 30 more followers tonight, man.
Welcome to the smooth sounds of Don's voice.
Your Grinder app's going to blow up.
We are starting on it, huh?
Yes, absolutely. Got to start off on a high note. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the 120th episode of the Home Theater Hub. Appreciate everyone for joining us tonight. As you can see, we have the legend, the myth, Youthman. What's going on, Michael?
Dude,
how are you, sir?
I'm good.
He is a legend.
Exhausted.
Exhausted? Yeah,
completely. I crashed today. Like, I hit a wall. Straight up. I was going so hard. 3, 4 in the morning, past at least 4 nights in a row. And then getting up early, grinding all day. So, but it's awesome, man.
Well, hopefully you got good news.
Come here to relax.
Yeah, man, we'll have some fun.
Yeah, hopefully you got good news to show us later on here. So, congrats.
Thanks,
early congrats on your own endeavors here, which is going to be fantastic news. We briefly talked about it a couple weeks back and then talked about some items that you had for sale. But yeah,
we still got a few things too. I need to go through the list, and I've just sent Rusty an email, but we can chat about that in a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
What's up, Luke?
So what's up, Abe? How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Back home from my trip in Orlando. Got a lot done there, so I'm happy to be back, and then get ready for my trip next week to Nassau, back to the Bahamas. So
back to the Bahamas. Nice.
Yeah,
I just came from Nassau.
I know. Yeah, we just missed each other there. Yeah, but gonna go measure for a theater there. So excited about that.
What do you have an idea of what the dimensions kind of are?
Yeah, this room is going to be 21 wide by 28 or 29 by
nice
12.
Ooh, even better with the ceiling height.
Yeah, it's a pretty big room. So this is the a residence theater for this high-rise luxury condominium. So this will be the theater that the guests can use.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so it'll be pretty interesting. So we're working with a team over there to make it as user-friendly as possible. But it's going to have a synthesis system and a barcode projector and the whole 9 yards. So it should be a pretty amazing place when we're done with it.
That's cool. So what's going on with you, Ike? How was your week, sir?
Good. Busy, but good. I'm excited to be here. Just ready to relax, but it's been a long week. So, yeah, looking forward to the next hour or two.
You're keeping us on our toes with your camera angles.
No, he changes it, doesn't
he? He changed the camera angle again. Got some plants hanging back there. Got the womanly touch back there.
Look at that.
Just to peel into my softer side now, but it's been like that for the last couple of weeks. You guys just haven't been paying attention.
I'm gonna have to go back and check. I think you were more off to the left before.
Yes, I was, but I kind of switched the room.
The lighting's a little different, is all.
Yeah. I kind of switched the room.
Wait, you turn some of the panels sideways now. I could see that.
Now, those have always been there. You just didn't have that view, right?
Okay.
It's a long spiel, but I kind of set up. I used to have the office set up. When you want to do the whole. I wanted to look good on camera and everything, but it just didn't allow me to work. Right. So I finally just turned it around to the way that I should have done 1 year ago. Right. Which, it's not the most pleasing, but it has good background, which is good. But let's see if I can put it.
How far would you say that wall is from your desk there?
You have the tape measure out.
Reach out and grab it.
He just happens to have a tape measure.
we did not plan this.
Exactly, Ike. Yes.
It's 7 feet.
Oh.
7 foot. Yeah.
because I think mine may be about 5 feet, so you're not much. Okay.
It's
I'm
all
2
about
feet.
the lens, the lighting, and those little.
But yours, Abe, actually looks a
those
lot
little
further back
ambient
because
lights
of the way you
I'm
got the lighting set up there.
Yeah, it's like literally I can touch it. It's like 2 feet.
Yeah, it looks good. Looks good. I like it.
Parked into a corner. Yeah, I'm still working on my official setup, but this so far has worked out, so I'm happy with it. And it's low budget, so I'm happy.
Well, not too low budget. I mean, you know.
You got
Well,
I know.
Rode
I know what
mic
you
stand,
bought. So it's not
Well, yeah.
low budget is an iPhone, and and that's it.
iPhone low budget.
That's
iPhone is like
that's
1300.
me.
What are you
I'm
talking
the
about?
low budget
in
guy.
the podcaster world, I mean,
Yeah,
people
I'm
are-
the low budget guy. I'm using and it's not that my iPhone's low budget. It's just
right.
I'm using pre-existing equipment, not buying.
Correct. Use what you got, man.
That
Yeah,
just sound,
yeah.
that
Now I
just
did
sounded-
buy some.
that just
lights.
sounded awful, man. Pre-existing conditions, just like
Yeah, pre-conditioned.
So Benjamin asks, what would be the go-to movie for condominiums? I would say it depends on if it's 55 and over, maybe Cocoon.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, it depends on the area, man. It could be Cocoon or.
Yeah. No. So
Amazing
it just
stories
depends on
and-
your age group, right? I guess so.
Mhm.
Is it a senior
Could be Magic Mike, You never know.
condominium, Abe, that you're doing, or is it just everybody?
Oh, no, so it's in the lobby. It's in the lobby of this luxury high rise.
It's
So,
an
like,
HOA community.
Oh, luxury high rise.
Yeah, it's a luxury high rise. So like in the
like
lobby,
condos.
there's a spa, and then there's the theater, and then there's a whole bunch of other little things for the residents who live there. So yeah, and it was kind of nice because originally they were just going to do like a little boring looking media room, and I begged and pleaded with the builder. I said, please give us a shot at this. I mean, you're just not doing it justice. And so after a year of working on this guy, he finally said, just go ahead. Okay, give us a bid, design it. And so I finally wore him down after about a year. So it should be probably one of the nicest ones in any of those luxury high rises there. So I'm excited.
Nice.
So you don't have any renderings or anything like that. You're just going straight to
I can dig that up.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that later. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have that in the ready.
There we go. There we go. And Paul, how about you? How was your week, sir?
My week was great, except today when I went for my walk. My 5-mile walk, I got stung by a wasp 100 feet into my walk. I was like, oh,
100 feet.
yeah.
I wouldn't have made it to 102 feet. What do you mean?
Don, you would have turned around and went back home,
Did you
buddy.
talk about
It
I was just
hurt
about to
for the
ask,
first
did you
quarter
go
mile.
back
I was
home?
like, maybe I should turn around and ice it because I was like, oh man, it's getting worse.
And we had like a sales kickoff meeting at work today, and it was all the first 20 minutes was like inspirational motivator speeches and stuff like that. I could have listened to all that for 20 minutes, got stung by a wasp, and went home and sat my ass home. So,
Yeah, that would have been my 100-foot walk, man. There's no way I'd have made it half a
No.
mile.
Oh man, I literally crossed the street, didn't even make it to the end of my little lot, and I was like, ah. And at first, I didn't know what it was. I just thought it was a little muscle twitch or something, and until it, you feel the venom going in, and then you're like, ah, and I saw it fly away as I was trying to swat it away, and
You're cursing at it.
wow.
yeah. Well, at first I was like, man, did that get me? Because I didn't think it actually got me until about 5 steps later, and then I was like, oh, ah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's
That
like,
hurt.
oh god.
Was it Yellow Jacket or was it?
Oh,
like,
I have no idea. It was it just
Paul didn't
disappeared.
stick around to find out, Don.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
was
true.
my speed walking. That mile was
Yeah.
went from 16 and a half to that was back to my 12-minute mile walk. It's like zzz, I'm out of here. It was windy too, so it got blown away. We have 45-mile-an-hour wind gusts today
Wow,
flying around. So
getting a nor'easter in there.
Yeah, I know. I was like,
Or
"Dang."
Nor'wester, I should say.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's not normal for this
Yeah.
area for sure. I mean, we've had some windy days though, but anyways, other than that, yeah, everything's good. So
Look at Scott. Look at Scott in the
You
chat,
are.
man. What's up, Scott? How are you, sir? Haven't talked to you for a while. Been following your progress
I
with
know.
your obnoxious amount of 24-inch subwoofers that you got going on over there.
well, yeah,
room,
24s. That's
yeah,
you gotta have
room
an
looks
even number.
room
right?
looks great, man. The room looks fantastic so far. I was checking out some of the videos yesterday, so thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you guys.
I hope some of those are on like the ceiling, like above you.
I don't want to be under it. I trust Scott, but I don't want to be under it.
exactly. I
Nobody
trust Scott, but with 24s, I'm not
Yeah.
sitting.
It's funny.
I'm going to be
Oh,
2
man.
feet away from every speaker.
Well, look, I want to thank everyone that's joining us from Youthman's channel. Thank you so much for streaming Youthman, our podcast. Those of you that don't know us, it's myself, Ike, Paul, and Abe has recently joined us. But well, not recently, probably about 6 months ago now, right? Abe, probably being like a regular on the show. We host every Thursday night podcast at 9:30. We generally try to do home theater tours remotely. So that's our niche. It has dried up a little bit, but if you guys would like to be a guest on the show to show off your wonderful home theater, please send us an email to hometheaterhublive@gmail.com. We'd love to feature you and your theater on the channel. And basically you just take your phone, or you can even have some still pictures, and we just talk about your theater and what made you choose to do certain things, and why you chose certain equipment. So yeah, definitely appreciate everyone new joining the channel tonight. Thank you so much. Thanks again, Youthman, for streaming this on your channel. Appreciate you so much.
Yeah. And I'll just add to that, right? Regardless of what phase your home theater is, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Whether you're on the construction phase, pre-construction, it's complete, regardless of the style, right? We've had all kinds of home theaters, right?
Yeah, and as you can
low
see, this is our
ends to
120th
high ends.
episode. Mhm.
Yeah. So feel free to join us.
Yeah, I would say we've probably done about, if you go back and check us out, we've probably done about, I don't know, maybe at least 80, 70, 80 home theater tours on here. So really appreciate it. And every guest that has been on the show. So, but yeah, we prefer, to see, it doesn't matter if you have a sound bar, it doesn't matter if you have, the most high-end theater, Wilson, whatever you're enjoying, we want to enjoy with you too, just to help expand this hobby.
Yeah.
And speaking of expanding the hobby, the inspiration for expanding the hobby, Mr. Youthman and Community AV. So what's going on with that? Tell us a little bit about that.
It has been a wild ride. It has been a wild ride. Year and a half ago, we started a business, me and my two business partners, and we amassed a ton of inventory, and was building a brand, doing great, having fun. I was going to move. Housing market kind of crashed, and in Florida didn't really sell, and so that hit the brakes, and long story short, April 1st, just a few days ago, we closed down the business. We've been selling off inventory. Basically, we stopped buying new inventory about 3 months ago is when we decided, you know what, let's just go ahead and kind of like refocus. Matt's going to go all in on Obsessed Garage. And then, I was like, man, I'm having a blast doing this. I don't want to, I enjoy getting on the phone with customers. I enjoy doing what Abe is talking about. Even that it might be a long time down the road, but now he gets an opportunity to help somebody build their dream system. How cool is that? So I've just really enjoyed that process. And it's more than just, I'm finding it's more than the gear. Like it's the relationships. And so what's interesting is when we closed just a couple of days ago, I launched a new company. And I really didn't want to how to say this. I didn't want to like promote it until we basically said we're done. I wanted to honor my business partners. I respect both of them. The great thing is we're still great friends. It wasn't like this divorce kind of you suck or, it wasn't any of that. It wasn't nasty. It was super civil. We're just all going, different directions, and that's cool. Nothing wrong with that. We tried something, and although it was profitable, I mean, absolutely, it's funny. I got a comment the other day. It said, yeah, they closed because he went bankrupt. No, we didn't go bankrupt at all. And I think somebody said something like, yeah, he couldn't pay the bills or something like that. All our bills are paid, buddy. We had $450,000 in inventory that were paid for. So no, we're not broke. But when you have to keep a massive amount of inventory, so that's holding up capital.
Mhm.
And then you have 3 business partners, like we'd have to make a lot more money. And it was just going to take probably another 2-3 years, more than likely, and I mean, Rusty moved over here. Like that was his income.
Right.
And so, just all 3 of us just looked at it and said, you know what? Yeah, we gave it a good go. It was fun, but let's go ahead and close up. So over the past 3 months, been selling off inventory. I've sold almost all of that $450,000 in inventory. I think I'm down to about $25,000 in inventory right now. Something
That's
like
great
that.
to hear.
Impressive.
25 or
That
50,
is
somewhere around that.
impressive.
Wow.
And so I do have still some stuff. So I'm, right now it's like, okay, business is closed. So if you're looking for a Youthman deal, shoot me an email. Biggest thing. Still send it to my old email address, youthman@obsessedhometheater.com. And just say, hey, me Youthman, heard you on the podcast. What else you got left? And I'll just send you, an email reply because I've got a document that's got everything, pricing on it and everything. So, but it's a handful of JTR. I think I've got a couple of speakers. I've got one subwoofer just sold tonight. So I've only got one subwoofer left. It's a Captivator 2400 ULF. But the bigger picture is, so that I'm shutting down. So what's been challenging is that transition, shutting down one company, launching my own company by myself, going all in. And I shared a video on my channel, just kind of my heartbeat. Actually, I put about 5 different videos leading up to it. But really what I've learned through this process is my heart has always been for the community. Like you go back to the days of M-Wave, the whole point was getting people together to experience cool things together in the home theater space. Podcasts like this, it's about these guys right here in the chat that many of them I know. I've met Siphonics Audio. I've met, of course, I've met a lot of these guys. I'm scrolling up here. Scott, I've been to his home, I've been on Zooms, not Zoom, but like a FaceTime with Miguel. He was in here earlier. And so to me, the community is like, that's what like Youthman bleeds. That's my heartbeat. Right. So Obsessed was really Matt's heartbeat because he's got Obsessed Garage, Obsessed Engineering. He's got Obsessed Home. And so we were taking his business model and seeing if we could apply it to home theater. And like I said, it was successful. I mean, we did pretty well. But like I said, just not enough for like 3 business partners. But the reality is what I'm doing now, I could not be literally more excited. And so I don't even know how long it's been now, 3 months ago, maybe 5, 6, I don't remember. But at some point I had an idea, and it's probably been 2 or 3 years ago. I wanted to do this, but I always said, I don't have the time. I'm building Obsessed Home Theater. I'm all in on that. I don't see how I can devote more time to figuring this out. And the question came from my channel, people always saying, Michael, I don't know anybody in my area that's into home theater. I'm building this cool theater room in my room, and, my wife, she don't really care about it. My kids don't really care about it. Even my neighbors, they think it's cool, but I can't bring them in there and like really talk about the stuff. And so what I've found is home theater a lot of times is lonely and it's kind of isolating.
Yep.
And the reality is the people are out there. We just don't know how to get connected with them. And so probably, like I said, about 3 months ago or 6 months ago, whenever it was, I said, you know what? I've got the ability. I've got the platform. I've got the audience. We've got the resources out there. I don't have the time, but I've always said, I don't have time, I make it. And what I mean by that is we tend to make time for the things that are most important for us. You know, if my grandson walked in right now and said, Papa, will you read me a bedtime story? I'd be like, guys, I love y'all. I'll be back in a few minutes. You know,
Exactly. For sure.
you make
Family
time for
first.
the things that are, you make time for the things that are most important. And so to me, this is important because I don't think anybody else is going to do it.
Mm.
And so what I ended up doing is I began to reach out on my channel and say, hey guys, here's what I'm thinking. And I started off with my area. And I reached out to a friend of mine. Originally, I started the Facebook group for Central Florida. So at the time it was Obsessed Home Theater Central Florida. And I had Facebook screwed up and they sent out like 7,000 invitations to my page. Well, the point of the community is local communities. I don't need Ike in my group. I don't need Paul in my group. Even Don, I don't need Don in my group because Don's more South Florida. You know what I'm saying?
I'm still close enough, though.
You're welcome. but you see what I'm saying? We want to, the idea, I don't need another Facebook group that's got 10,000 people. I need a Facebook group that are small enough that I know these people, individuals. I've been to some of their homes. I've seen some of their theaters. And so I created this Facebook group, and now it's rebranded to Community AV Central Florida. And the concept is if you live in Central Florida, if you love home theater, join our group. Share what we're talking about tonight. Share your passion, share your love, share your questions. And so instead of just reaching out, I don't want people to leave the other Facebook groups. Be a part of those big groups. That's wonderful. It's more people, more resources, especially if you got questions. But the heartbeat behind the community aspect of it is I want to get people connected in real homes, in, having real demos and real experiences in home theater and just doing life together. And so, people are coming together. It was funny because I ended up hosting my first meetup in my home in January. And at the end of that day, we stayed several hours in my house. We did demos in my theater room. We did demos in my living room. And it was about 20 guys over, I think 20, 25 maybe. And at the end of it, I said, hey, I've shared with you today what I want to see happen. And I'd love to do this monthly. Who would be willing to be next? And the guy goes, I'd be glad to be next. And so I'm like, cool, figure it out, put it on the calendar. And then in the Facebook group, you just create an event, put the date, you put your details, what you got in your theater, and then people can sign up. Hey, I want to come to that. I want to come hang out. And so it started there. So we did one in January. Then we did one. So I'm like in between Tampa and Orlando. The second one we did over in near, say, Tampa. And then the third one we did over in close to Orlando area, Benny's house. And then the fourth one, we're going down to Chuck's house. So he's down like St. Parish.
Yeah.
So, so we've got guys and I've got like one or two others are like, yeah, man, I'm getting my theater room ready. I want to have some dudes over.
I've already called Chuck.
I see the Central Florida group.
You should put it on the calendar that you're going to go see Don's house next week. Then he might actually finish his
But I see the Central Florida group.
So here's the
Central
thing.
Florida group has 146
members. Yeah. So
that is great.
This was the South Florida group. We met up at Bill's house.
Yeah.
Like 2 weeks ago, right? So we did it on a Friday night, and I'm trying to get a week together that we can come to my house. And what I want to do,
the guy in the hot pink shirts.
They're like orange shorts. They're not hot pink. You need to get your retinas checked.
They're coral. They're coral. They're-
Florida pink.
So, but yeah, no, we did this, and I mean, what a fantastic time that I'm meeting these guys, right, and just talking home theater, talking shop, sharing each other's, builds and just equipment and everything else. It was like you said, Mike. Michael, it's a fantastic time. You don't know a whole lot of people that do this. Now, me being kind of outgoing, I've always talked to people on Facebook groups. I just shoot them a message or shoot them whatever. So I've over the 6 or 7 years, I've kept up with a lot of people. Just, hey, how you doing? How's your theater going? Just reaching out to people like that. But I mean, this is just a great idea, and we kind of promoted it back when you were first starting, for Obsessed Home Theater. So the question I have for you are all of the Facebooks, the groups, they should change the community AV, correct?
Yeah. So
before you go further, Michael, sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, go ahead.
We have another YouTube royalty in the chat.
Yeah.
Jennifer Galler's
Yeah.
joining
I
the
said
live
hi
stream.
to her. Jennifer's so sweet.
Amazing content that you put out there. So I just wanted to give a quick shout out.
Yeah. Jennifer's given me her blessing to use, like if I review a projector or a TV, she's like, Michael, you're welcome to use any of my content. I just ask you credit, man. I'm like, heck yeah, I'll be glad to send people your way. You make amazing content. If you've got a beautiful display, some of her content will absolutely shine on your setup, whether it's a projector or a TV. So definitely check out her channel, Jennifer Gala.
Yeah, I need to sign up for that Youthman deal, man, so I can use the contents too. But yes, they are really amazing. Yep.
But yeah, so that's really the heartbeat of it. And so I said, let me start in Central Florida and model it. And then we had a gentleman in South Florida said, I'll be glad to start a group in South Florida. And then we had a gentleman in Northwest Florida, and we're building one in Northeast Florida. And so the thought is people can go to my website, click on community, click on their state, and they could see, okay, I'm in Florida. Where do I live? Well, I live in Central Florida. Join the group, and then you begin to connect with people. I had no, Ike, you said how many's in our group right now? 160 something?
147 for the Central Florida group.
So let's just say right at 150.
Yep.
That's 150 people. Let's just say there's probably 100 and at least 25 of those I didn't know existed in our area.
Yep.
And some of these guys have really cool home theaters, and I've never experienced it. You know what I mean? And so if I don't know they exist and I'm making content and a lot of them follow my channel, that means the average person building a home theater, they don't know they exist either. But now, guess what? Now they're getting connected.
Look, I mean, just the other day, I was Facebook Marketplace. I'm shopping for, right? I've been on the lookout because I want to make the 3 stack of rails.
Okay.
Right. I want to 3 stack on each side and the back. I've been on the lookout for a good deal.
Yeah.
Came across a guy that was selling rails 4 miles from my house. Right. Started talking to the guy, man. He's got an awesome 2-channel setup and everything else like that. And I said, hey man, we live so close, we should just connect sometime. You know what I mean? But just like you said, even though he may be a 2-channel guy, but we still have common interests, right? We still have common interest in the sound. We're talking about REW. We're talking about what you mic, and he's got the Lindorf version of the Macintosh. I'd love to go hear stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it may not even just be home theater. It may wind up being 2-channel guys too. You know, so
they may have an outdoor system.
Right? Exactly. Yeah, for sure. So
and I know they do this with the 2-channel sometimes. There's 2-channel groups, and there's a handful of states that have really tight, groups, and they meet in homes. They do these monthly get-togethers, and they call them home theater crawls. I've never really used that terminology. I think it's more of a bar thing. Is that right? A bar crawl?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, But
Pub
anyway,
crawl, bar crawl. Yeah.
yeah.
It
So
sounds like a Texas thing. That's what we do out here in Texas. I know the guys.
You
In
crawl-
the,
You crawl
the
and
guys
crawl
in
the
San
you know,
Antonio.
deer and
figure it out.
barbecue. You end up crawling.
Yeah, the guys in the
But-
San Antonio area do that a lot with the home theater, crawl, tour.
And so
all that.
really, looking at those groups, I was just like, dang it, I want this for us. I want this for me personally, And so it started with me, and then it expanded to North Florida and South Florida.
Hey,
And then-
I just recently joined the one in Atlanta. You got 95 members just in Atlanta.
Yeah,
Right now,
it's
already.
crazy, dude. Some of
Yeah,
these groups have
I
huge
just joined
groups.
that like, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks ago. So I've been happy to be part of that. So,
Yeah.
and
That's the thing. You're going to meet some cool dudes. You're going to build some relationships. And my vision for this is like, man, imagine 20 years ago when I was building my theater room. I didn't know squat. I still don't know squat, but I'm not super handy, so I can't build anything. But me and a buddy, we were starting to build my riser, and I kind of got stuck. And he didn't know how to finish it. I didn't know how to finish it. And so I called my friend that lives in Alabama, 600 miles away. And I said, Sean, what do I do? He's like, what are you doing in 2 weeks? I'm like, what do you mean? What are you and the family doing in 2 weeks? I'm like, I thought he was like ADD, like he's on another subject. I said, I don't know, probably just hanging out at the house. He said, well, I'll load up the kids. I'll load up the family. I'll load up my tools, and we'll come down for the weekend. We'll build this thing. Okay. Imagine if I would have had my community. He wouldn't,
Right.
Of course that was a blessing. I don't want to say I don't wish that would have happened, but imagine having a community. You get this new projector. Scott just got his new QL 7000, and Scott was capable of mounting that himself. But what if he reached out to his community and said, hey guys, I got the QL 7000 coming in this Saturday. Anybody want to come over and help me mount this thing? We'll check it out together. And then, Abe's in his group, and he's like, Scott, I got all the equipment, bro. I'll bring my calibration, and I will dial this bad boy in.
I'll test your HDMI cable. Hold on.
You see what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah, he got that too, right?
So it's like, golly, like that's what I envisioned for this. And so, I created a page on the website. You can click on community. You can go to your state. You can find out what, if there's a community in your group or in your area. And if there isn't, the simple question is, would you be willing to start one? And I've done all the work. I've created a document. It's a simple step-by-step. Click here, type this. It's a copy and paste. Put this in here. Just put your group name. Do this, do this, do this. Here, I've done all the images for every group. It's like, you don't have to do nothing. I physically cannot set up 50, 60, 80,
Right.
100, 300. It's going to be 300 plus, once we get because there could be in Texas, I could see you guys having 10 or 15,
Man.
maybe even 20
easy.
groups in Texas.
one in Katy and one in Houston.
Yeah.
Probably two or three just in Houston.
Right.
With the proximity.
So I think that this thing could really, really, really be huge, but the idea is to become small communities. I'm doing the is it called the antithesis? That's a big word for me. I'm doing the antithesis of what most people are doing. Most people are trying to grow a massive following on Facebook. I'm not after that. If we had 10 guys in a community, in an area, in a city, and they were coming together and they began to meet regularly, dude, that's a win. That's all I'm after. And so I'm finally providing one place that people can go, one resource, one database that says, hey, where are these groups? I need to find some people in my area. And so that's what it is. So community.
So talk to me about your vision for the business model for this, Mike, right? Because look, I mean, obviously, you're not, we all have to make money somehow, some way, right? So what's your plan for this, as far as the business model, how we can support you, right?
Yeah.
So tell us about how we can do that.
So over the past 8 years, well, maybe even not 8 years, let's just say 6 years. I've been on YouTube for 8 years, but I started off my channel really just, making videos on the stuff that I had. And then eventually I reached out to Clips and, cause I owned a bunch of Clips and I was a moderator, and they sent me some speakers. And cause I told them, I said, hey, I think I could do a series of videos on this, I'm the only one that I know that has version 1 and 2, and you're making version 3, and I think it'd be cool. And they were like, that'd be great. I'm like, that's insane. I can't believe you'd send me some speakers. They sent me some speakers. I made 10 videos out of it. And I found I fell in love with what I was doing. I found a love for sharing via video what I'm doing and my passion. And then I found there were other guys getting inspired to do something in their home. And then I'm answering questions. I used to do this on the forums. You know, I'd spend hours and hours and hours every single day typing, answering the same questions, typing. And I'm like, what if I made a video answering that? Then I can send a link and go, I don't have to tell them, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like a time saver. But I found I fell in love with that. And so the business model of Community AV is continuing to pursue what I love, which is home theater, figuring out the products that I get a luxury that most consumers don't. Most consumers will never get, let's do what I'm doing right now. Most consumers will never have a sofa baton, an unfolded circle remote 3, an Ava Cinema remote. I had a Cantana, I forget, RS90. That one I wasn't really excited about, so I'm not doing a video on that one. But anyway, so I had like 5, and then there was another brand that sent me one. I didn't do a video on that either because I didn't like it. I'm like, this is not for consumers. This might be for Abe, but Abe's going to have to figure that crap out. You know what I'm saying? Well, what I'm saying is like, it's really a dealer model. It's not for the masses. It's not. And I'm like, this is janky, and it's kind of, yeah, it just wasn't great. So I'm like, no thanks. But these other 3, I'm like, okay, like I can see a fit for this. You know, but most consumers don't have that luxury. So I want to continue to do that. Originally when I started Obsessed Home Theater and we became a dealer for some of these brands, they're like, oh, that's a conflict of interest because now you're a dealer and of course you're going. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm sharing what I love and what I've found that works well. And if we choose to be a dealer for it, it's because I'm willing to put my name on that.
Right.
You know? Yeah. And I said, whether I'm a dealer for it or I'm sending you an Amazon affiliate link, I'm doing the same dang thing.
Right.
You know? I'm saying, hey, I think this is kind of a cool product. You ought to go buy it. Hey, would you do me a solid? If you got excited, if you learned something, if you made a decision because of my video to buy this thing, here's a link, whether it's to Amazon. But what I found, Amazon, guess what? They give me a little 3% thank you. Here's a tip. And guess what I'm doing? I'm building Amazon's business. You know, when you click on my Crutchfield link, guess what? You go buy from Crutchfield. Crutchfield sends me a little whopping, 4%. Here's a tip, Michael. Thank you for building our business and our brand. And so the whole business model is like, well, what if instead of doing that, I become the guy that they buy from? I become, the person that if you found value in my channel, if I've reviewed these and I said, here's the pluses, here's the negatives, here's the quirks. And then if you think, hey, I'm still cool with that. I've had plenty of people buy stuff that I'm thinking after this review, ain't nobody gonna buy this, because I'm honest. I'm like, look, here's the issues I ran into during setup. I couldn't get it to do this. And they're like, you know what? I can deal with that. It still meets my needs. And so I'm just going to continue to do that. And so the thought is really, I'm just starting where my theater room is, and really we carried over the brands that I had established with Obsessed Home Theater. The challenge with Obsessed Home Theater is in order to really endorse and become a dealer, it's more than just becoming a dealer. It's like, we got to carry like inventory of this stuff.
Yeah.
And so if we've got $450,000 in this other stuff, well, how do we add per listen to the mix? How do we add, even the budget friendly? And it's like, okay, we're running out of money, it's like,
Right.
So it was just challenging. So the great thing with this is I can continue to endorse and say, look, I like this product. And here's videos that'll teach you how to use this product and set it up. Like I just posted a video today of the sofa baton. It's over an hour long. Now, some people are like, I ain't watching an hour video. I
Right.
can guarantee you this will be a incredible resource for anybody that buys that remote, because I
For
walk
sure.
step by step. And so they don't even have to watch the whole video. I got chapter mark. Wait, I forgot to do chapter markers. I got to do that tonight.
Hey,
Dadgummit.
talking
Man.
about that remote.
Dadgummit. I'm sorry.
That remote has replaced my Harmony, man.
Yeah.
I've heard good things about that
I'm
remote.
actually very impressed.
Their original one kind of stunk.
Yeah, the original one was just trash.
Like the
This
X1
one?
was pretty rough. X1 S, much more stable, but didn't have the features that like Harmony had.
Yeah.
And then thanks, Luke. I appreciate that, brother. And then but the X1, I'm sorry, the X2, they added everything that I was hoping they would add, you know, touchscreen, the dock. And then they had some cool things I didn't know. The thing's made of like aluminum. So when you pick it up, it doesn't feel like, you know, cheap
Feels
stuff
premium.
from,
Yeah.
It's pretty
you know, like this thing feels like a legit remote, even better than my Harmony. Harmony's just straight up plastic,
Nice.
you know? And so what I like about them is they're doing something like they're listening to customers. They're
Yeah.
listening to reviewers or content creators or whatever you want to call us. And they're
Beta
taking,
testers.
yeah, no, but they're taking that feedback
They're
and
taking
going,
that
okay,
feedback and they're making
Yeah.
real
Well,
time
they're,
updates.
yeah, they're actively listening to the
how
feedback.
can we make this thing better for consumers?
Yeah.
Right.
And what's cool too is like their customer service seems to be pretty cool, because there have been times that people have reached out on my channel and I reach out to them and they will reach out directly to them on my channel going, hey, get in contact with us. We'd love to see if we can help you out.
That's awesome.
That's
I
great.
I provided 2 feedbacks and they implemented in the next update they had.
Yeah.
I was like,
So,
wow, okay.
I mean, they should be paying
That's good.
Ike royalties for that. That's value, man. You know?
Yeah.
So,
So
but
what
the business
about
model, back to your original question, the business model is like, look, I'm a dealer still for these brands. Now, some of them I had to pull down, like Mad VR. And the reason is Mad VR really needs you to be like, you got to be kind of one-on-one with it. I don't have the time to devote to that. Now,
Yeah.
down the road, as I begin to, you know, generate more revenue with the business, I might be able to hire an Ike to be, you know, I mean, like literally from 9 a.m. to whatever, Ike is available. These are our hours. You can call if you need support, and I can walk you through. He can dial into your system. I just don't have the ability. I can't build a business.
That's
run a
Abe
YouTube,
right now.
you know what I'm saying? Or yeah,
I'm
but
the
you
Mad
know,
VR guy.
yeah. So, you know, so yeah. I don't think I don't know. No, I don't think I'm Mad VR. No, because I'm losing my mind here. So we were a dealer with Mad VR, but now it's still on the back end of the website. So if I ever need to bring it back, that's what I guess where I was going with that.
Yeah.
So, but
So
I'm
what about the website itself, right?
Yeah.
I mean, is it going to be, do you need advertisers? Do you need help? Do you need, I mean, you would think like, you know, these type of websites that, you know, like, the AV websites, the forums and stuff, they constantly have ads and stuff going there. You know, I mean, I would think that would be, you know, a good source too, you know.
That's a good question. Yeah, I was kind of curious. Is that a revenue source? Is that
I don't know yet, truthfully. So if you don't mind, John, if you want to pull up the website, I'll just show you. Communityav.com. So the business here's the truth. Youthman, like I've been doing this for 8 years. It pays my bills.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've got a bunch of different revenue streams from Youthman. So, you know, we've got the Google AdSense. So the ads that play in the video, that helps us as creators. The affiliate links, if I link to Crutchfield or whoever, that helps pay some bills. Patreon is a monthly subscription. That helps pay some bills. The Sofa Badon sponsored video that I just posted today, that pays some bills. When I go to Cedia, you see what I'm saying? So Youthman is taking care of Michael's bills. Like I'm able to put my girls, I got 2 girls that we're paying through nursing school right now. We paid for my daughter's wedding. And oh my gosh, that I need a break from the, you know, before we do the next one, because that was expensive.
Oh
but,
my God, yeah.
So, so my bills are paid. And so here's what I love about this new, and you can already tell I'm getting really excited. So with Community AV, I don't feel like I've got to make sales. You
That's
see what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Like
It's
I
not
don't,
the
I don't,
main
I don't,
focus. Yeah.
I don't need this.
Yeah.
And so the great thing is now on my channel, I just get to make videos on whatever the heck I want.
Yeah.
You know, if I don't sell the brand, cool, not a big deal. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Especially if you're not you're not piling up the inventory.
Yeah, I don't have the
That takes
inventory.
away a lot of pressure.
It takes the
A lot of-
pressure, it takes the stress.
Yeah.
And so with
I mean,
with
look, even a guy like Abe, right? Abe,
Yeah.
am I speaking out of turn here by saying that you don't stock like tons of inventory?
No, everything is project based. So
Right.
yeah. So we design the system, and then we, once we get the approval, then we buy everything. It's all per project.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll do some things.
And
in
look, even if
inventory.
you go to Best Buy, if you want to get a pair of speakers, more than likely they got to send them from their warehouse. They normally don't have them unless it's clips that they carry. They have some stuff like that. But if you're looking at B&W, Martin Logan, anything like that,
synthesis or anything like, there's no need to
Yeah.
carry that stuff.
yeah,
So
they
barcode.
order. You know.
Yeah, so I think that it's going to allow me to really chase my passion, which is the community aspect of it. It allows me to really pour into the community, to provide value to them by creating this network that they can get plugged in with, providing a free resource, so that they could find a group in their area. And then it's also going to allow me to build the brands that I love a whole lot quicker, because I don't have to buy them and stock them and figure out all that stuff. It's like, you know what? And here's the thing. I still want to do curated. And what I mean by that is I don't want to, and no offense to Abe, I have no idea your business model, but there are some dealers that, like, no matter what you want, they've got access to it and they'll sell you anything and they've got everything, and nothing wrong with that. I want people to be able to come to a website that says, you know what, Michael, there's like 15, 20 different AVRs out there. Can you just help me? Can you tell me, help me narrow it down? That's really what
similar to what you do. You really test the equipment, and we do the same thing here. And I really only promote what I like, what has worked for me.
That's awesome.
And I've done enough of these theaters with this particular component that I know how it's going to perform in that room. And I've built up a library in my head of what works based on what room. Yeah. And so I agree with that, promote what works, because what's a good fit for the room. Yeah. Based on experience.
Yeah. And I've done, like Don, y'all have done a bunch of tours. Well, I've done over 100 home theater tours in person and filmed and spent time with. And I don't claim to be the expert. I've never claimed that on my channel. I really represent the common guy. I represent the guy that's just nuts about this stuff and loves it and is just so passionate about it. But I've experienced a lot, so I know what I like. And so, yeah, awesome, man. I'm so glad of your group, man. 95 years in Atlanta. And so the reality is, it removes that pressure. It allows me to really chase what excites me and fires me up. And that's built getting people together. And if I can do that, if I can be the conduit that makes that happen, that's super rewarding. And, earlier, Don, you were saying business model. At 12:01 a.m., I had my first order. I had a guy, I was fulfilling an order through Obsessed Home Theater. And he's like, I want to be your number one. Your number one customer.
He stayed up all night.
He did. So he made, and I'm telling you, the site is down at midnight. It says coming soon or something.
You have a countdown clock or something?
I didn't even have that. It was me clicking go live. Literally, I just had to unlock the passwords. All I had to do. And so I'm looking at the clock. I'm like, okay, 12, boom. And literally a minute later, cha-ching. I'm like, what?
You're like, oh, this is a mistake.
So what was the first order?
I'm like,
glad it worked.
I'm like, he wasn't kidding.
Wow.
And so he.
So what was the first order?
First order was just $2,000. It was $6,000.
Wow.
And so,
that's good for first order right at the bat there.
So the second order, I'm fulfilling pretty much probably within the next, like literally in the next day, will be a Kaleidoscape 120 terabyte server.
Oh
There
man,
you go.
I might have to buy a
There you
Kaleidoscape
go.
from you,
I
Michael.
know, right?
I know this other guy, but I don't trust him.
There's like two guys on here, and you're jumping ship right now. I'm just
I
kidding.
know, look at that.
Oh, man.
I wasn't interested in it until Michael started selling it. Now I might buy one.
So
Speaking of Kaleidoscape, did you guys hear?
Yeah.
They have
We'll talk about it later.
a new 120 terabyte SSD.
Somebody's already buying it.
Man, they're trying to compete with me.
Don, you guys already got it.
Dang, man.
Are you talking about the SSD or the H?
They
No,
have a
that's
new
the
SSD,
SSD,
120
right?
Okay,
terabyte.
I don't think I've even heard that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So he's buying the regular, the
New
120.
kid on the block.
Well, dang.
So, yeah, so I mean,
Yeah.
and what's happening is I'm finding that my audience is saying, Michael, thank you. Like, thank you for teaching me. Thank you for getting me excited about the hobby. Thank you for showing me how to set up add an amplifier to an AVR, because I didn't know how to do that.
Mhm.
And so when I get ready to build my system, I just want to, honor the source. I want to buy from you. I'd like to support you and your business. And so if I can
Oh,
be a
great.
resource, I had a gentleman, it was last month, probably about 3 weeks ago. I had 3 conversations on the phone with him. We were talking through his system. What are your goals? And then we figured out a package. He already kind of had in mind some things that he wanted, but he had a lot of questions about some other things. And so we were walking through, and at the end of the day, he ends up wiring us $98,000. So it's like people, when you're authentic and when you're not a salesman, like I don't want to be a salesman. I just want to help you figure out what's going to work best for you. And if I can help you with that, great. If Abe can help you with that, great. I think there's enough business for all of us.
I agree.
sure.
100%. Yep.
And look, hey, Mike, I'm going to promote Abe here. If you need if somebody comes to you and you need a theater designer,
That's
I don't know if you've caught a couple of our shows with what Abe does at 3D Squared and their sound panels that they build. Man, you guys could make wind up doing a good collaboration together for sure.
Yeah, the bulk of what we do is design and engineering. So that's kind of our bread and butter is the theater design.
Yeah.
In addition to doing turnkey theater. And theaters are all we do. Like I don't do anything else in the house but theaters.
Cool.
So we've kind of,
you're a specialist.
Well,
That's awesome.
just the room. Yeah. Which is what I love about this, because I get to sit here and talk about theaters all day long.
Yeah.
Talk
Which
shop.
is great. And that's what got me hooked on it, is because I have a passion for it. And even I've been doing this for 30 plus years. You never know enough. And I won't even say I'm the expert. It's just always, there's always something else you can learn. And you learn something from everybody. I've learned so much from these guys, and just found it's just, so it's been very educational for me just to get plugged in to the groups, to get plugged into people like you guys, and really just go, hey, I'm missing some stuff here. This is really, really good. So,
but that goes back to that whole community aspect of it. I mean, that's really what this thing's about.
Yep.
This is one of the recent theater designs that Abe put together. And one of my favorite that he did here, I'm just going to brag on Abe a little bit here.
I appreciate it.
See if I can find this BioShock theater that he did. It's just absolutely amazing. This was a recent one. We had Mr. Lang on the show.
Yeah.
He did a big theater
Still
walk.
eventually go out there.
Yeah, absolutely. So here's the BioShock theater that they designed. I mean, just unbelievable, the amount of detail and everything that went in. And
Abe, what's funny, Abe, I think you probably reached out to me a long time ago.
Well, no, my business partner did. Business partner Glenn, because I told him to. I said, go.
It looked very familiar. I'm like, man, that looks familiar.
Yeah, I told him to reach out to you. I don't know if he got any, if he ever got in touch with you, or maybe sent some stuff. But
I remember the picture, so he must have reached out to me, but I don't know what. Man, I get.
Well, I told him to reach out because I would see if this would be something, because we would love for you to come and do one of the shows where you show off the theater and show.
Yeah, the home theater tours. I love
the tours. So yeah, we definitely would invite you. Definitely, if you could do that, we would love it.
Okay. Well, hit me up after the show. we'll take a look at it. So
Okay. Glenn maybe is
I
just
don't
not
do
persuasive.
a lot of those, but there's
Glenn
really
is
cool
not
stuff out there.
persuasive enough.
What's that?
Glenn is just not too persuasive enough. You know, it's like, and I keep on, it's like, call him. It like took me months to get him to call you.
Yeah.
So
Well, it took us months to get Glenn on the show
it
too.
takes months to get Glenn on the show too. Yeah, he's
So I actually, the way I met Abe was, I was scrolling through. I had known about 3D Squared for quite some time too. I was scrolling through, and then I guess Glenn had just posted a new post to Facebook, and I was like, you know what, I need to get those guys on the show. So I called Glenn, and I said, hey, you know, I'd love to promote your business. You know, no cost whatsoever. Just come on our show. You know, I know you're local here in Boca. Please come on the show and talk about your stuff. And then he gave me Abe's number, and the rest is history. Abe's now a podcaster. He's got, you know, the Rode mic. He's bought in, man. He's bought in.
Next week he's gonna have his backdrop. He's working on that.
all these guys, they got me hooked on it. They got me hooked. You get hooked. You're right.
It's
you do
fun,
get hooked.
dude. It's really fun.
You know,
Yeah,
it's fun. I enjoy myself.
Before we move forward, there's a question I want us to address, just in case he's still or he drops off. But yeah, there's a guy local to me that's selling the RP. I know Youthman is a Klipsch guy. That sounds like an RP line from Klipsch.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the
Reference
F.
Premier.
Is this the F, or is this just the regular 8,000
Yeah.
for 600?
Well, I think
a pair?
it's. I don't know if there's a different. You got RP Reference Premier 8,000 is like the series.
Yeah, the
F
series.
would be basically the floor standing.
Floor standing. Okay, so
I'm
this is the 8,000.
Yeah, because they don't make an 8,000 bookshelf.
Bookshelf.
So
Yeah.
that is the floor standing.
Yeah.
I saw that comment earlier, and I'm not familiar with like the used market. Adorama's got them right now for $311.
For one, right?
Right. So that'd
Yeah.
be 600 and something brand new. Parts Express is doing them for $450.
Well, that says
That'd
price
be-
$499 right there. Huh?
The Klipsch
Right.
website has them for $550 each.
Now is
so-
that it's probably each. And
Yeah.
so so that's
Well,
that's-
550 for each is the new Reference Premier Series 2 even.
Oh yeah, that's the
They're
two.
new.
So you might want to look at that one.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
go to
that's a
different
Amazon.com and you can
Right.
see what the going price is.
Yeah, so it's I don't know what the current used price. Typically, a lot of times in the used market, you can kind of expect, especially if they're a little bit older, like 50% of what it's currently selling for.
Yeah,
If
I would
it's
say
current,
that, yeah.
you know?
Mhm.
I don't know, I'm still always skeptical buying used speakers, but
Dude, I had bought over 100 pair of clip speakers, or no, I'm sorry, 50 pairs. I've had 100 clip speakers over the years.
Hmm.
I've never had
And-
one
and-
go bad.
that's good.
Wow.
Yeah, so I would say take a look and see what the actual price would be
Mhm.
for a brand
Right.
new set,
Yeah.
and that would help guide you. You
Correct.
know,
Mhm.
like even the latest version, the version 2 of that is just $550 on Klipsch website.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
Adorama has them for
For even
that
cheaper.
same
I saw someone for
I
$311.
think they're
Yeah.
saying
11,
used.
yeah,
Adorama
yeah,
for used.
yeah.
Now.
I'll
Yeah,
show you.
so-
Anyway, just take a look.
I don't know
around.
what Adorama is, but you know.
Now,
They
you
sell-
can't go
Oh,
wrong
that
with
says
those
used though.
speakers.
That does
Yeah,
say
yeah,
used.
yeah.
Well, but then again, I mean, like, okay, there's $600 for used. You got a pair you don't
Yeah.
have to ship.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I
Yep.
mean, you can go see it in person.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it might be worth it. It's all it's
Yeah.
Mhm.
Might be
you
worth
have
it,
to
yeah.
decide, but yeah, you're gonna have to
Yeah.
look at
Yeah.
Amazon, Google. I mean, that's
Now, with
Yeah,
regards
don't
to
blame
the
them for your
speakers,
next
you
upgrade.
can't go wrong with those speakers. They're
yeah,
relatively good
something's
speakers.
is
so-
worth as much as someone's willing to pay.
That's
Correct.
it.
You know, the good thing about local is you know what I've always done over the years, because truthfully that's how I built my theater room initially.
Mhm.
You know, 20 years ago when we first moved into this home, you know, Jessica's like, yeah, you can build a theater room. And so I reached out to a guy like Abe, and I'm like, Abe, what would you charge me? And I went, I don't have that kind of money, you know.
Now, if you really want to spend $600, this
There
is
you
the guy.
go.
This is
There
the
you
guy
go.
you need to contact
go.
right here.
Uh-huh.
So-
Making his own, man.
Mr. Paul is 3D printing speakers.
I love it, dude.
And I don't know that it's $600 or what he's going to charge. We're just messing around here, but
Yeah.
Oh
I-
yeah,
I-
it might be worth more than that.
I mean,
A lot of
$1,200
love and
would be
labor
fun.
that
And all
goes
to
into
make
that.
it.
Yeah.
All the filament and stuff.
What's the progress of this that you got going on, Paul?
It's fully printed. I need to start inserting the hardware. So you see all the holes in the front of it.
Mm-hmm.
That I am going to have to, because I don't have a fancy machine, manually heat insert screw, like copper screw holders. That way I can assemble it. And there's a couple, and plus I'm going to have to. There's a couple spots where, it gets little nubs that I'm going to have to knock off so the fit will fit perfect, and then I'm going to have to obviously just assemble it and glue it together just like any other speaker would be done.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to test it, and I'm going to measure it and match it, or see the old design that I had versus this one, and see if it does any different. And this one's all flush. Like this one looks like a legit speaker. And I am going to design and create a grill for it to where I can mount, because it has magnets built into the front of that.
Nice.
So that you can't see it. They're hidden
That's
magnets.
great, Paul.
So it's
Paul, is this a 2-way or 3-way design?
It's like 2.5 type
Okay.
of, and I'll be changing that as well. I'm going to be messing with it.
Dude,
That's
I'm proud of
awesome,
you,
man.
man. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
awesome.
for sure. Just it's pretty fun watching the progress and the iterations of what
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
Matt-
How
now,
many
Matt-
mistakes can be made? I can make them all.
Now imagine this. Those of you that are in Paul, if he's in a community, he might invite you over to hear these daggum things,
for sure.
Look at them in person. So how cool would that be?
That's the new
awesome.
Dutch and Dutch right there.
Yeah,
No.
that's dope.
I don't even know what that is, but
Dutch and Dutch is supposedly the flattest bookshelf speaker.
oh, okay.
Known,
I thought
known.
that was some sort of weird position that you knew.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Definitely.
I was
I
like,
know
I don't know what
I
that
know
is.
you- I
I'm
knew you
not
would
sure
go
if I
there,
want
but
any
yeah.
part of that.
We lost your camera, just FYI.
What's that?
We
Your
lost
camera,
your
we
camera.
camera.
It did that before one time. I don't even know why.
Sometimes mine does that too. It'll overheat a little
Stand
bit.
by for technical difficulty.
But
Yeah.
yeah, no. So I'm loving watching the progress of this, and
Yeah.
listening to the I forgot to put the magnets in and stuff like
Oh
that.
my
So
God.
it's-
Yeah, it's hilarious.
So-
I'm like, oh my God. Sometimes you get excited and you're like, ooh, it's ready, print. And then 5 hours later, you're like, oh my God.
3 hours later.
yeah. So look, I mean, looks phenomenal. But wait, I mean, I couldn't imagine, the time and effort that you've put into this designing and doing everything else. So
What kind of padding or insulation are you putting in the cavities, like Dacron padding or some type of
Just to keep
mineral or
there's nothing that I really need to put in there, because the way that 3D printing works is, and a lot of people ask this, they're like, oh, is that rigid enough? There's lattice work in a 3D print. So it's not like a solid material that vibrates. It's literally like self-supporting, because it's as if you're putting support beams.
Interesting.
Imagine building a house and it's like, oh, I'm building, with 1 by whatever. It's like, oh, that's not strong enough. But in between every single one of those 1-bys, you're putting 1,000 support
Cross,
brackets
yeah.
across the two, and you have a 1-by every 2 inches. That's going to be stronger than your 12, your 12 by 2s,
Paul, is your plan to leave it as a 3D print, or eventually like maybe have
No,
it
it's
as-
going to be left as a
design.
3D print. And depending on how this one turns out,
Mhm.
I am actually going to put these in my mini theater that I'm going to build and have
Okay.
a fully like 5 dot, whatever .4 Atmos 3D printed speaker theater.
Mhm.
The first full, because there's a lot of 3D printed speakers out there. Like there's lots of people doing it.
Interesting. Okay.
Believe it or
didn't know
not. But
Yeah.
I don't know
3D
that
print your
anyone,
speaker system. That's awesome.
they're just doing left and right type of thing. I'm gonna do like a full. I even have Visa mount, 70 millimeter Visa mounts on the back of the speaker. So
what's the name of your printer again, Paul?
It's a Bamboo H2C, as in changer. It's a pretty expensive 3D printer.
Nice, man.
So
You're gonna have to have like 10 of these, and you'll start shipping these things around the country.
yeah, I mean, I'm gonna.
They could sell the plans right here. You print them.
I'm gonna legally, I'm gonna have to put them up for sale regardless because of it's part of my business. So that's it. That's the law. Like in some things you have to put up. So it's like, yeah, maybe I don't want to sell them, but you got to legally put them up for sale. So it's like, yeah, $30,000. If somebody wants to buy it, I'm not going to put that much on it, but it's going to be like, it's not going to be, there's a lot of labor and
that's the MSRP price, like they always put on the price tags.
Yeah, exactly. It's not going to be like outrageous like that, but they're not going to be like $100. I mean, they're going to be every bit.
Well, you got that much in filament, at least.
Yeah, right? Exactly. Yeah, it's going to be like $600 or $700.
Paul, what do you think even roughly a speaker would run? Roughly, like if he were to sell it,
it would a pair would be like $600 or $700. Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, again, super affordable. It
wouldn't be like outrageous, but yeah, it's just, and I mean, sure, if it's not so much, and this is what people don't realize unless they're actually doing something. They're like, oh, you just hit print, right? And it's like, hey, you got a couple $100 in filament. And it's like, well, yeah, if you've been doing CAD design for a year and you've been doing 3D printing for multiple years and you know exactly how to calibrate your filament, your what equipment to use, how to do the inserts, how to input the magnets, there's tons of engineering that goes into it, and that's what people don't see. They just see, oh, this is just I'm not paying that, that's only I could buy the parts for $40 and do that myself or whatever. See, I think the drivers alone are probably $100 some bucks,
buying them from you got them from Parts Express.
Right? I did. I bought the highest components that they have because I was like, I'm not cheaping out on
that. So you built your own crossover and all that stuff too, right?
Yeah.
Or was it a kit?
Well, I bought all the parts from Parts Express. Yeah.
Okay. But it came as a kit, or you designed the crossover yourself?
I did not design it raw. No, I did not say, okay, what's the crossover? Because that's really dependent on the drivers and the speaker sizes, and they tested all that stuff. So this is a known good crossover design for this speaker matching. Yeah. I just had the components, and all I did was design how to have them be held and placed.
I'm looking forward to seeing the measurements, man.
Yeah, me too. And hey, they may be even worse.
That's you got to do live measurements on the show for sure. You got live reaction measurements.
I would be like, what? Oh, I'll be able to tell just by listening if it's
No, it's great. It's a great hobby though. So congratulations on the progress.
Yeah, very good
for sure.
Yeah, thanks.
And most people would never do that. They're like, I don't know anything about it. And like, you don't have all the answers, but you're going for it. You're just figuring it out.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. It's like, I'm just gonna do it, and some people are like, oh, I need to do a waveguide. It's like, I want to, and I will do that, right? I will do one with a waveguide, but I want to do just a regular, easy, good assemble. Get one that sounds okay, sellable, usable. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, it's the price of a Clips or Jammo, but guess what? It's the same quality. Right. And then the idea is, and this is where I want not only just be able to customize the speaker to any color, right? Because that's kind of the appeal. It's like, well, you can buy a wooden box speaker cheaper, but you're going to be able to, I'll be able to have designs in it, maybe
cool.
you have a custom logo.
Yeah.
you
Change
know,
colors and
or
stuff too, right?
something like
Different
that.
colors, custom logos. Yeah, you can do fun stuff.
And then the top half separates, right? So I'll be able to actually, iteration 2 will have it to where you can insert any number of waveguides.
For some
You don't
strange
like this
reason,
waveguide? Oh, okay. Well, take 4
That's pretty
screws,
cool.
pop it
Oh,
out, put this
okay.
other one in. Bam.
for some strange reason, I'm just imagining like a gold-plated version of one, just like have it gold-plated.
Yeah, they
Gold-
do have some of that stuff. And I was
Yeah.
actually going to 3D print a crossover board, but it doesn't have enough connectivity.
Imagine gold-plated speakers.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing, you could customize for certain people's house. You know what I mean? You
Oh,
could
yeah.
Horizon
Yeah,
Home
master
Theater
for
on there. Or
Yeah,
whatever, you know?
yeah.
So yeah, no, that's pretty cool, man. I'm glad to see the progress. I was excited to show that picture when you sent it in our group. So
Cool, man. That's cool.
congrats on the progress on that for sure.
Yeah, that thing, man. After putting it together, it's like, damn.
What
this
would you
big
say
ass-
it weighs?
This is a
What would
big
you
ass
say-
speaker.
what would you say it weighs? You got the Arundel monitors there. Is what you got.
Yeah, right.
What would you
Is it
say that
heavy or
thing
light,
weighs?
or-
Oh, the speaker shell itself is super light. I mean,
Oh,
it's
okay.
probably not even a couple pounds.
Okay.
Like,
Oh,
it's-
wow.
Mm.
yeah,
It looks-
it's all
it looks
lattice
heavy.
work.
I know it looked like you're
Well,
struggling.
Yeah.
Actually, let me take that back. It's, I think, 1,800 kilograms, whatever that is.
I don't know what that is.
You put
Yeah.
that in
We'll have to do a
English.
I
conversion.
don't know.
That's
Yeah.
how much rough filament it is. It's several spools of filament,
Oh, wow.
whatever that is to pounds. So it's probably a couple pounds.
Mhm.
But but that's another cool thing because you'll be able to hang from the ceiling with that. The tweeter weighs more than the whole speaker cap.
Right. Yeah,
That
that's
tweeter
fun.
weighs like 3 or 4 pounds. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
That's funny.
So
Did you mean
Well,
to
that
say
can't be right. It can't be
milligrams?
1,800
Did you,
kilograms.
did you
because
mean to say
that's-
milligrams or kilograms?
Yeah, because
it-
that's 3,900 pounds.
or grams, 1,800 grams. Sorry,
Ah,
kilograms. I was
Jesus
to take off the
Christ.
kilo. Yeah.
Yes.
Move the decimal
3.9 pounds
Yeah.
3.9,
There you
yeah,
go.
there you go.
3.9
or
pounds.
4
Okay.
pounds.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
right.
I was like, I was doing the same thing Ike was doing.
I was,
Yeah,
I,
I was
you know,
like,
I don't
I
know
was
why
trying
I
to look
said
up calculator.
kilograms because I was thinking of something else at the time. But
All right. So now that we got off on the tangent there, let's get back to community AV.
Community AV.
What about the website here? How do we go about joining a group here, Michael? So
Sure.
if I wanted to, let me go here. And
Yeah.
that's the wrong one. Let me
Yeah.
go.
Go to communityav.com.
Yeah, that's my Facebook.
And I made it
page.
really
Oh, here we
obvious.
go.
When you first go to the site, just go, if you don't mind, click on the homepage. So when you go to the homepage, I want you to know that like my heartbeat isn't, hey, buy some stuff from me. There's, if you scroll down, yes, there's all the brands, there's other banners that are going to lead you to products, and over the years, or over the next few months and the next year and 2 years, I'll continue to add the brands that I love and products that I, believe in, but that's not the focus. The focus is up at the top. So when you go up to the top, you can either click the big banner when you first come to the page, or click join a community up there at the top. And so once you're here, it gives just some idea of what we've discussed here. But as you scroll further down, it's
Whose
gonna
theater is this?
have, AI.
AI theater.
Yeah,
Okay. I didn't know if that was
I just wanted
someone that
something-
gave you permission. or
No,
not.
no. It was like Manny built this website. He was very, very instrumental in the previous one. I said, Manny, I don't want to see, you've poured so much love and attention into this, and I absolutely love the website and what you've done with it. And so I hired him, and I had, like I said, my 2 business partners, their blessings to, hey, if you want to utilize the same look, style, whatever, do whatever you want to do, the content, and we all have access to the photos because we take our own photos, or at least we
Okay.
did, so like almost every one of the photos on any of the brands pages, we physically had those, we unboxed them, we took photos of them. So our photos look way better than JTR's photos. I can tell you that. Now this is going to be, now see, here's where the challenge came. So I think there's probably 15 subwoofers from SV or from, I'm sorry, not SVS, from Per Listen.
Mhm.
So for us to be able to do that and take our own photos, we would have had to bought every single, even at dealer cost. That's a huge investment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
And so we didn't even get to this. But if you go to JTR, that was really where, you know, our focus was initially. So pretty much every product, if you click on speaker, or actually go to the subwoofers, because those are huge. You know, we took all these photos here. This is not from JTR's website. This is our photos that we took. We had a guy, Nick, he did an amazing job with photography. He wasn't even a photographer. He was hired at Obsessed Garage. Maybe, I don't know what his role was there, but he kind of was thrown into the, you know, taking photos for Obsessed Garage. And he's like, man, I kind of like this. And then he just became he's their photographer. And so these speakers or those subwoofers weigh 265 pounds, you know, and he and the team are moving around. He's got his lighting and then, you know, and then Manny, he sends it over to Manny, and then Manny extracts that from the background and then adds a gradient back there. So I'm like, Manny, you know, I'd love to hire you to build the new website using the same theme. And, you know, we can export the data that we've already got. So yeah, so back to, but I didn't want it to be about product. And so you click on join a community, and then here just gives you some basic information. And if you scroll down a little bit further, it says find a community. And here it may not show up on, so you guys can't see in the stream, I don't think, but there's a pop-up window there, and it says US and Canada right now is where we're focusing. And I know I've got guys going, hey, when are you gonna, I'm over here in Brazil. I saw some people in Brazil in the chat, or I'm over here in Australia. I'm like, look, it's taken me 3 to 6 months just to get 60 communities established. I have probably countless emails. Even tonight, before I got on the show, they're going, hey, I got it rebranded. And so now I'm having to go on the website. I have to change the URL for them. So anyway, so there are Canada and US. You choose that. And then over to the right is going to be another drop-down menu that's going to list everything in your area. So, and like I said, you can't see on the stream here. If you go to the website, it does work. StreamYard.
Right? They're not seeing that?
No, StreamYard's not, it's not capturing that. Same thing when I screen record on my video and I'm showing somebody, it just doesn't pop up. But anyway, so you'll see if you click on Florida, there's 4 groups that show up. So now you can see at the bottom though, when he clicks on one. So that's what happens. You click on one and it says, okay, here's 3 groups in Florida. Are you in Central Florida? Are you in Northwest Florida? We've got a Northeast Florida being designed right now or set up, and then a South Florida. And you literally click on that. It takes you to that Facebook group, and then you just join, you know? So this is Don's group over here in South Florida. So that's the premise of it. It's like, I made it simple. It's easy to navigate. And the great thing is I can update this like really quickly. And so when a new group gets formed, they literally say, hey, Michael, here's my group. I can log in on the back end. It takes me like 30 seconds and your group is added to the database. You know, and so this will, now right now, what you may find is you may click on somebody's group and it says, hey, that page isn't found. And the reason is they've changed the URL from Obsessed Home Theater to Community AV, and I just haven't updated it, or they haven't sent me the email saying, hey, Michael, I updated it. So if you run into any of those issues, just message me and say, hey, Michael, Fargo's not working. Can you check on it? And I'll reach out to the admin, and I've already told them the structure, like what that URL should look like. So typically all I have to do is go, okay, if it ain't working, I delete Obsessed Home Theater from the URL, change it to Community AV, and it works fine. And then I update it on the website and we're good to go. But yeah, I've made it as simple as I can. I wanted it easy.
So
to
what
navigate.
states do they not have a group? Because I'm going through and it seems like pretty much
Arkansas has.
Well,
a
I can,
group.
so I can
was
tell you,
surprised.
it's probably easier for me because I have a spreadsheet. So Alaska, Arizona, these are ones that do not have a group right now. Alaska, Arizona, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Hawaii, Kentucky,
I need you to help set that one up.
Minnesota, Montana, Nebraska, New Hampshire, New Mexico, Rhode Island, and Vermont, and West Virginia. That's it.
Well, here's a tip to everyone, because all those states. So when you click here, it says United States, and then you click on this right here.
To the right.
Basically, none of those states that you just named showed up in the drop down menu.
Yeah.
So if they do have your state,
that means we got
a group in your state, that means you got
at
a
least
group.
one. Yeah, there's at least one. And so the thing is, again, if you go to one, let's say right here, go to one that has maybe like they're divided into, because Long Island's really like I don't know where that's at, if that's east, west, north, south.
Which one do you want me to choose?
Just go to one that has, no, not Texas.
Laura.
I don't know, just click on something till we see like a navigational more than cities. Because like I don't know where Severn is. Atlanta's a city. Keep clicking. Again, I'll tell you what, I can look at my spreadsheet. There you go. Whatever that one was.
North Carolina.
Central and Western. So let's say you're in North Carolina and you click on here, you're like, well, I'm really at the top part of North Carolina, or I'm at the bottom part. Okay. Or maybe you're on the eastern side. That's where there's a link down there. It says, hey, do you want to start a group in your area? And all that does is sends an email to me, and you're like, hey, Michael, I'm in Eastern. I notice you don't have a group. I don't know what this means. I don't know how to do it. Walk me through it. And I literally copy and paste a document that I have sent, that I've created, that says, hey, here's my heartbeat behind this. I'm not looking for the person that's the most, the most knowledgeable. Like the requirements to lead a group. Can you just be kind? Like be a decent human being, you know? Can you love home theater? You know what I mean? It's like,
and you're asking for way too much. No,
you know, that's what I'm looking for. And so if somebody says, hey, I'd be willing to start a group. And then once you start, I've got all the steps here, click here, click here, click here. Here's the, upload and, for the graphic. And then, and Siphonic said it was a really easy process. Can't go wrong. I mean, I've done my very best, even for somebody that's not technically savvy or technologically challenged. I've made it very simple. It's literally go to Facebook, click here, type this, click, and I've got some screenshots and everything. So I just made it really simple.
Now, one of the frequently asked questions down here is, do I need to join Facebook? I would imagine so, right?
You do. Yeah. So, and honestly, that brings up a great point. So I've had people on my channel, they're like, Michael, I wish you, I wish it wasn't on Facebook because I'm anti-Facebook. Well, truthfully, I'm sorry. I had to pick one. And I looked at several things. I looked at Discord. The challenge to me with Discord is it's more on the techie kind of side of things. If you got a guy that's in his 60s, he might struggle, or a lady, might struggle. Just about everybody's got Facebook. The vast majority of people.
Most people have chose to opt out of it. Actually, you're right.
Yeah.
So,
but what I'm thinking is like with Facebook, okay, we can create the group. I don't have to manage it. See, with Discord, if I did that, I would have to physically, because I'm the manager. I'd have to click. I'd have to create every one of those subgroups. I'm like,
or if you built the website out, you'd have to build a page out for every one of those.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do forums because, in my opinion, this is my opinion, I think forums are kind of it's a dying breed kind of thing. Definitely. I mean, they'll continue on forever because the people that are really active in the forum, they'll stay there. But you don't have a whole lot of new people going to forums, truthfully.
Oh yeah, and the biggest other thing I found of forums, you get those stalwarts that are stuck on those forums who just try to dominate every conversation.
It's toxic.
And it's toxic. It gets toxic real quick, and so you either just have to back out and just
look. And I did the Discord thing, and I'll tell you what. I mean, it was just like notification after notification after notification. Bing, 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 bing. My phone was going crazy. I'm like, finally, I just shut it off. I'm like, I'm sure I could have shut it off a different way, but I didn't really like the navigation through the Discord. It's
hard. I'm not. Yeah, I'm pretty tech. Like I build websites. I edit videos. I can figure my way around the computer, and I still. It's not intuitive to me, and I'm going, So if I'm struggling with it, there's other people that are going to struggle with it. So I chose Facebook. And the good thing is I love the fact that they can share photos easily. They can talk easily. They can message each other easily if they want
Yeah,
to.
they can make their own chat group too, you know?
Yeah, they can create groups if they want to. And they meet a couple buddies. And then the other big thing for me is I'm encouraging these groups, hey, start monthly meetups. And so you can create an event in that group and people can sign up for the event and they can. So it just had everything. It checked all the boxes. I know it won't meet everybody's needs. I'm sorry. I will never be able to create anything that meets.
Let me ask you a question about it. Could this also, I was kind of thinking, could this also kind of lead into like maybe eventually like a community AV buying group, you know, kind of like of members, you know, based on volume?
I think you already got Youthman classifieds, right?
Yeah, but that was because I didn't want it like filling up my main
Yeah.
feed. That was the only reason.
Or something where you because of the volume of the members of that organization, you can cut better deals with vendors of brands we all like, that we all respect to see.
Correct. And that would be me being able to negotiate with those brands.
Yeah,
and
down the road. I'm just thinking maybe that's also an interesting avenue.
Sure. Yeah. And so I don't know exactly where this is going to go. Back to what I shared with Paul, this is a pretty huge step for me because most of my life, I've always had to figure stuff out before I did anything. So like in my theater room, before I cut a single hole of drywall, like, dude, I will think that over for 6 hours because I'm afraid I'm going to screw it up. And if I cut the wrong hole, the wrong place, I have no idea how to do drywall. And then of course I got to hire somebody, but I'm just thinking, so I will overthink something. Like that is just the way my brain is wired. And with this business, I'm not just going haphazard. I've got a plan, but I don't have it all figured out. You know, building this Shopify thing and e-commerce and POs. I was up till 4 a.m. this morning designing my own stinking POs. Purchase order. I know you can buy them online, but I'm like, you know what? I don't know. I want to make my own, you know? And so all these things I'm having to learn, you know, how to navigate the back end of the store and build pages and products and invoicing and all the stuff I didn't do in my previous partnership. That wasn't my role. My role was basically I'm basically the face of the business. I'm marketing, if you want to call it that. I'm sales, customer service. I'm the front face of the business. I'm not in the back office doing the accounting stuff or the inventory stuff. But guess who's doing that crap now? This guy.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
And as someone who does it all the time, I know the feeling it could suck sometimes.
Yeah, so I'm starting out.
Necessary. It's important.
I don't have it all figured out, but I'm willing to stink and go for it. I'm believing in myself. And I'm telling you, these guys in the chat, Scott Friend, he's one of my patrons, Siphonics Audio, Joseph, man, I love these guys, man. These are great, great people. And the community has been stinking. I'm serious, overwhelmingly amazing. They've been super supportive. They've been encouraging. They're like, Michael, you got this. We believe in you. We're along for the ride. We're following your journey.
That's cool, man. That's cool.
That's really what it's about, dude. But I just want to get people connected through, through these community groups. And I've even got some big ideas of what we can do down the road as these begin to get established. And I think we could even have some local events partnering with maybe some brands. And, we come to Houston and do a weekend or wherever, Dallas or whoever.
You got your pop-up bodega.
I physically can't do a trade show thing. I did that for 3 years and it consumed 6 months of my life to make that happen. And the closer we get to the date, the more consumed I am with it, and everything in my life suffers.
Look, it's definitely a lot of work. I don't know if you guys heard Ryan the other day. He talked about scaling it back a little bit because M-Wave is still going to happen this year, but he also talked about scaling it back,
Mm.
just because of travel expenses and stuff like that mainly. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's a big undertaking for sure. And look, I'm very appreciative for what you did,
Yeah.
and you continue to deliver that same message, Michael.
Yeah. Yeah. That hadn't
that you stood up there,
changed.
on the stage, and you said, "Look, this is what it's all about. It's about the community first, right?" And
Yeah.
you year after year, you can continue to build that same, deliver that same message, and
Yeah, the message
know,
hadn't changed.
really,
So,
really appreciate everything that you've done for
Yeah.
the
Thank
communities and the hobby for sure.
It's
Without
very
me,
different. Right.
without you, I wouldn't be doing this either, because you were so welcoming to myself when I came to your house. I came up there to buy some equipment from you, and next thing I know, we're talking about YouTube and everything else for the next 3 hours. We didn't even talk about home theater or anything like that. I think I spent like 6 hours at your house. So,
yeah.
and you didn't know me from Adam, so
Mhm.
I definitely appreciate that about you.
That's cool.
So, but
I'm excited, man.
yeah, for sure. So let's tell them what you got, what inventory you got left, so we can
So-
get that out of your garage.
Yeah. So Rusty did send me, and I haven't had a chance to look at it. So there may be more. But I have a, oh gosh, let me go back to remaining inventory. So it's not a lot. I'll just pull up. So I have 2 JTR Kalos 265s. They're kind of like a smaller, it's one of his newer models. They're in a natural finish. I have 1 JTR Noesis 210 RT. It's a single tower, 2 10-inch drivers, a reference tower, 3-way design, high compression, massive output. There's the monitor version of that. I've got 1 210 RM. So even if you're like, well, Michael, you only have 1 speaker. Well, here's the deal. I can save you some money on the 1 speaker, the tower.
Wow.
I've got the center channel, the monitor, the 210 RM, and then you'll pay more for the other tower, but you still save some dang money. So reach out. That's the thing. I have, as of right now, I have 2 Captivator 2400s, or one of them's a 2400, one of them's a 2400 ULF. They're basically about the same. One's a little bit taller, has a little bit more cubic volume, slightly different frequency response, but not much, and output. But they're almost identical. So I've got 2 of those as of now, but I did send an invoice to a gentleman right before, so I think I have the 2400 sold, but I may have a 2400 ULF. I have a handful of UMic 1s. So reach out to me. I can save you a little bit of money there. I've got a handful, maybe probably 4 or 5 mini DSP 2x4 HDs, a couple of small things like Red Atom rack accessories, like plates, lacing bars. I've got some Kaleidoscape rack mounts. It's not a lot, but I've got a couple of those, 3 or 4, maybe 2 or 3, a couple of Kaleidoscape remotes. I have 3 Chief mounts. One of these is that big. It looks like a, kind of like a cross kind of thing, but it's an anti-vibration mount.
Oh yeah.
It's a big old monster, dude. It's called a CMA 348. Somebody pull that up. Chief.
Oh, I know that one. Yeah.
Yeah,
For projector.
CMA 348.
Sound for vibration isolation.
Yeah, it's huge. But if when the bass hits in your room and your projector's shaking and it's causing, that's what you need. So reach out to me. I'll cut you a deal on that thing. We want to get this stuff gone, to be honest with you. A couple other Chief mounts. We do have t-shirts still. I've still got plenty of those. We were doing those at 50% off. Like that is, we're probably like making not even profit at that point. So it's really costing the warehouse to ship these things, but we were just trying to get them out. But I think Rusty's going to take those to a kind of like a shelter and donate them. So I said, absolutely, man. So that is the main things. I may have a few other things. So the best thing to do, if you're looking for something, just shoot me an email, send it to youthman@obsessedhometheater.com. That'll go to my old email address. But that way I know that it's talking about the Obsessed Home Theater inventory that we're selling. And then if there's anything that you need in addition to that, or if you're like, I don't need any of that stuff, but I'd still like to, oh gosh, what did I just drew a blank? Anyway, if I want to support you, that's what I was thinking. But I still want to support you. I'd like to buy something from you. Then you can order anything from Community AV or hit me up on my email. Glad to have a conversation with you. Figure out like what are your needs. Yes, so the 2x4 HDs, they're definitely not like
a larger
are they
1U. Yeah,
they're the standard RCA. Yeah, they're the standard RCA. I thought he was going to ask if they had the TRS or whatever. Yeah. So these are just the regular 2x4 HDs. So that has 2 RCA inputs and 4 RCA outputs. So if your AVR, especially if your AVR doesn't have the ability to have independent sub controls for 3 or 4 subwoofers, even 2, you could benefit from that. A lot of times AVRs just split the same signal. We know it's all the same like LFE. If you can't like level match each one, if you can't adjust phase each one in your AVR, that's where the 2x4 HD would come in handy, because now you can time align them, you can adjust phase, you can adjust EQ. There's so much you can do with that. And so it's kind of misleading here, because it's like, oh man, I can get it way cheaper if I order it from them. And then by the time you click add to cart, it's like, oh, we got some fees and we got some
tariff fees, right?
Tariffs, yeah,
so add to cart here and see what they got here.
It'll still be cheaper if you order it directly through me. Yeah, once you plug your shipping address, that's when they go, oh yeah, by the way, we need some more money from you.
Gotta add $200 for shipping.
Yeah.
They add your tariff fees and all that.
Yeah. But like I said, I have no desire really I don't want to stock inventory. So technically, if I wanted to, I could say, all right, Rusty, I want to buy all the inventory through Community AV, but then now I got to put them in my dang garage, and now I'm back to where I was. So I'd rather not do that. I'd rather discount this stuff, get it sold, move on. So I don't have, because right now my time is divided.
Right.
And literally my heart is divided. Like I want to finish strong over here. I want to honor my business partners. I want to honor the business and the customers there. But I also want to I want to go all in on me. And so it's hard to do that. So I'm ready to just let's get this thing done. So shoot me an email. Actually, I'm going to put it in the chat.
Yeah, put it in the chat.
Obsessed.
Put it on the screen too.
Put it on the private chat, because it might not go out.
I'll just do OHT closeout sale. I don't know. Email me at, there we go, something like that.
Youthman.
There you go.
Youthman at CecilHomeTheater.com. If you need anything, of course, that's non-inventory stuff, then I'll be glad to have a conversation with you. Just reach out to me on the communityav.com website. Yeah, man. So that's everything that I know. Like I said, I did get an email from Rusty, but I have not had a chance to go through it, because it's like actually I'm looking at it now.
So speaking of Rusty, is he going to stay in? Do you know what his plans are? Is he going to stay in Florida?
Yeah, I don't know what his plans are. So
how's his theater coming along? Because I know that you guys were making the progress, making a couple videos here and there about it.
Yeah, I think that was like 6 months ago. I'm not sure where he's at. I don't think he's done much on that. The biggest thing, he's got to close in the wall.
Right.
And he's got a big window there, so he's got to figure out what he wants to do there, to close that. And then he was figuring out, all right, what do I want to do? Do I want to add a floating floor? Matthew Pose came out and said, man, I think if you added this floating floor, that'd be awesome. So there's a lot he's got to kind of figure out, but he's already bought all of his equipment. I think he's got 9 JTR Noesis 215 RM. So these are dual 15s.
Wow.
9 of them. Massive compression. Yeah, I mean, it's insane. And he already has 8 18s.
Oh.
So he has 4 RTJs, and I think he has 4.
Oh, that's crazy. That's funny.
What is that? The UM18 or something like that.
There's no passion for bass there.
Yeah. But he wants to do Trinov, so he wants to do waveforming. So he was going to do 4 up front, stacked, like
Makes sense.
not stacked, but 2 up
Yeah.
top, 2 on the bottom, same thing in the rear.
Mhm.
He's already got his NZ. I think he's got an NZ9. And he may move up to the 900 or something else. I don't know. I think he's already bought his rack, so he's got like all the gear.
Mhm.
But trust me, we've had our plates full trying to figure out how to shut down
For
this
sure.
business. And
So did he get the RT or the RM for the 215?
he went with the monitors, and so he bought custom. I think he bought custom. So what happens is Jeff will. They're extra, but if you want to have custom made height speakers, like you want to put them exactly where you want them, he'll build them to that you say, okay, I need a 42-inch height because I want the tweeter to be in line with my second row or whatever. So
Right.
you do that, but it's a freaking monster, man. One guy just bought one. He reached out to me the other day. He texted me. He said, Michael, he doesn't have an AT screen, and he's got a Klipsch, I think a Heresy speaker as his center channel, but it's up in the ceiling, like angled down.
Wow.
His plan was to do the same thing with this, and he's like, I don't think the bracket's gonna work.
200 and some pounds, right?
Yeah, it's heavy. And he knew going into it. I mean, it wasn't like it surprised him, but he said, he's gonna get his guy to like come and cut a hole in his ceiling, like, and make him some kind of platform to like a physical mount that it'll sit on. It'll be
167 pounds above your head. No, thank you.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, it wouldn't be above your head. It's above the screen. It ain't going anywhere. But
When you go to change the disc,
yeah.
Man,
You got to double the studs in the wall for that one, man.
That reminds me of the one video that you did where the guy like built braces to push his subwoofers up into the ceiling.
They were called Gaylor horns. Have y'all ever heard of that? I think Gaylor horn. It's a Galler horn.
Yeah, it was crazy to watch that. Look at those pictures and everything.
It's called a Galler horn. This thing is a freaking monster. If you
I think I know this one. It's the gigantic stuff over the horn at the top and then the enclosures at the bottom. Yeah, I know. I think I've seen this one.
Yeah, it's huge. But he's like, you know what? I think I'm gonna put this in my attic. And so he has 2 of them in his attic.
And it wasn't. I'm just gonna put it in the attic. Like I'm gonna take it up the stairs. It was.
No.
I'm gonna build a brace. I'm gonna cut a hole in the ceiling.
Yeah,
and then I'm gonna push them up there.
Yeah, on a sled.
On a homemade brace.
It's crazy.
I'm gonna build a skylight and then plug it with a speaker.
Yeah, it was
crazy. It was definitely crazy to watch that. So.
And that was in his living room. That wasn't in a dedicated theater room. And that was part of it. He's like, I want massive bass, like violent bass, but I got to kind of get them out of the way. And they don't need, I want them to hide. And so he hit them. Like you just see basically like where the mouth of the horn of that subwoofer horn, that's like a grill, so it's like an in-wall subwoofer basically. But it's an in-attic subwoofer. I've never seen anything like it. It was wild.
Where was that at? That was in Chicago, right? Wasn't it?
Oh gosh. No, I think that was so that was probably Wisconsin, I'm guessing.
Okay.
I think that was the Wisconsin Missouri Wisconsin tour that I did. That was my first tour. Like, I've done like individual tours, but they were like, hey, why don't you come up here and we'll do, like, I'll take you to 12 home theaters in 3 days and you can film all of them. And I went,
You were like, yeah.
And I'm like, after day 1, we were spent because I would film all day, but we would get up at 6 a.m. We'd get to bed at 1 a.m. and then get up at 6 a.m. and go do it all again. We did that for 4 days straight. It was insane.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. 3 days. So the next one, he's like, oh, hey, if you like that so much, why don't we go down to my buddies down here in Kansas? We'll do it again. And so he lined them up and it was like, I said, Tony, I'm not doing that again. That was exhausting. And so he ended up adding like an extra day. So I think I did 9 So I'm like, maybe it was 9 in 3 days is what it ended up being. But I'm like, oh man, it was wild.
Very good. Very good.
Oh yeah, that was a good video too. Let's see, I don't know how you pronounce it. Majak.
Magic.
Magic.
Oh, different spelling. I like it. Yeah, that was quite interesting. And truthfully, it was like I was doing blind testing between Dyne Audio and I think it was the 212 RT from JTR. And we had this thing set up. Rusty had it figured. It was really cool. It was using a mini DSP Flex, I think. And then I think Nick had worked with him to design an app that connected with the Flex that Nick designed. And we could literally just click. I mean, you set it up and Rusty did all the hard work and he was the brains behind that. But I could, set up a pair of speakers or even 3 or 4 pairs of speakers if we wanted to. Most time it was just 2, but we could easily with our phone switch between, and it was instantly back and forth with it. And you wouldn't hear there's no lag, there's no click. And sometimes you're like, did you switch? You're like, yeah. I'm like, maybe the speakers were similar or whatever. But going to this, we set up a pair of, when Rusty bought Matt's old home, he left everything in the home. And part of that was Dyne Audio because Matt loves Dyne Audio. And Dyne Audio is typically a pretty laid back sounding kind of speaker. And JTR is going to be kind of definitely more dynamic and just kind of not aggressive, but just exciting to me. And man, I was in the hot seat and we were like, you know what, let's just be honest with people. Can we do that? And so I sat down and I closed my eyes and Rusty was switching and he would be like 1. We'd listen for a few seconds. He'd go 2. And then sometimes I would even tell him I'd do like this and that would let him know, okay, he'd go 1, 2. And so then I know but we didn't know what 1 or 2 was or A or B was. And we'd mix it up each time. And so when I did that, there were certain aspects that I thought I was listening to JTR. I'm like, yeah, that's 100% that's JTR. It ended up being Dyne Audio and I liked it. And so what it showed me is like, okay, now where we found is there were certain things, especially when we got to movies, I tended to prefer the Dyne Audio. There was something about it, had a bigger stage. It was more enveloping, kind of wrapped around me. Now, what I didn't know, and I've kind of since learned from that, the challenge with doing an A/B comparison like that is, I don't remember where we had, but let's say we had the JTR speakers by the walls, and then we had the Dyne Audios, inside of. So they're technically 2 totally different spots and location, kind of like your subwoofers. So it's going to interact with that room completely different. And so ideally you would want to, some people just do 1 single speaker so that they take that and they swap it out. I don't know. There's guys that can do it way better than we did, but the short version of that is there were absolutely some parts that I preferred the Dyne Audio over the JTR. There were a lot of the situations that I preferred the JTR over that, but the end I found out these are like, Dyne Audio is not crap. Like, you know what I mean? It's not my cup of tea. We've listened to them quite a few times. Like Matt had them in his living room. We had them in. It's just not my style. Like I've always liked horns, always. Like clips. I've liked JBL. I've liked, and then when I found JTR, I'm like, this is the sound that I love. I love compression horns, especially for home theater. So, but it was just cool though, man. It was fun to be able to do that.
What's your feeling comparing, say, synthesis to JTR?
So JBL synthesis is still to this day. So I've heard, like I said, I've traveled all over mostly the U.S. one time to the Philippines, but I've heard probably 100 or plus theaters. And my top 3 theaters, like by far, I think one was even by DIY Sound Group. Amazing. Now, and again, I'm thinking, I'm not just saying the speakers. I'm not just saying the subwoofer. It's like the experience in that room, what I heard, what I saw. This like resonated with me. Like I walked away and that was memorable versus that was all right. It was a cool experience, you know, like it moved me kind of thing. So one of them was the DIY sound group. He had a phenomenal, one of the highest viewed videos on my channel. He's the one that had that big boat, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Michael Pisano. We did a tour of his garage. It was just sweet setup. And he did it all himself, you know, but he had a beautiful image, had an awesome sound. And then the room was just cool. It was like the first room I'd been in that had 12 theater seats. I was like, who has that, man? That's awesome. Right. So that was super memorable. Another one absolutely for the longest time was Tony's. So Tony had a full JTR system. Rocked that's where I fell in love with JTR. Flew up, and Jeff knew that little joker, he's sneaky. He said, hey, I could fly you up here if you want to hear JTR. And I'm like, yeah, dude, let's do it. I'm like, I'm ruined. This is the sound that I've been looking for. And then the other one, so there was those two. Oh, and then the JBL synthesis. So that one was Van Man's at the Van Cave. And he is out in Texas, and they hired Paradise Theater. And there's so many different people that worked on this project, but it was like I think it ended up being like a $1.6 million theater. But it's fully JBL synthesis, but then they had 5 of the dual 15s. I don't know the models, for subwoofers. What's that?
Is it just 5?
And he had 2 32-inch subwoofers from a 32.
Oh,
I think 2 32s from Ascendo for the lower.
Okay. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. And then like at the end, you know, when you finish the whole demo, he hits a button on his control and all of the walls and the ceiling, he couldn't do the screen, but everything around you, dude, you see the speakers through the fabric. It's backlit. It's freaking awesome. You know? And so those 3, and so, you know, that was a room inside of a room inside of a room. It was engineered. It has I think he said it has a noise floor of NC5.
Wow.
Which is pretty unheard of. He said normally NC, what do you say? NC20 is great.
NC20 is just kind of standard.
Yeah. Like if you got NC20, man, that's great.
You're doing great.
NC15, that's awesome. That's NC5,
that's great. I've personally never seen that.
Yeah. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, go to, he's got a book. I literally have a book back here that he printed of everything. Awesome. But it's really cool. What's going on, Jeremy? I was just on a call with Jeremy last night, man. Love that dude.
Enthusiasm, Jeremy. He's been on the show before. Thank you.
Yeah, dude.
Thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. Appreciate you.
Sweet deal, man. But
so yeah, we pushed our movie section to the back end here. So before we jump off, just want to there was a couple questions and then we'll talk movies real quick. So Big Jack says, was it hard to get more brands on board to have more diverse offerings?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at another question. Was it hard to get more brands on board to have a more diverse offering? No. The thing is, I'm chasing the brands that I love. Oh, I guess here's where I didn't share. We started kind of not at the very top. We know there's Wisdom. We know there's a bunch of stuff way above what we carry, but let's be real. Perlisten and JTR is not cheap.
Yeah.
You know, no, that's respectable stuff. It's really good stuff. Yeah.
You know, but where I'm going with that is what I'm finding is that like, okay, we were dealing up here, but there's a whole lot of people that are here and there's a whole lot of people that are down here, and there's nothing wrong with that. So what I need to do over this next year, and I can do it a whole lot quicker because I don't have to buy inventory and do that, is I need to figure out, okay, my plan is I want to figure out what I'm going to call the foundation tier or a foundation system. I don't know exactly what I'll call them, but you know, these are the guys in here. Maybe they're just getting started into the hobby and they don't have $3,500 per speaker to spend, you know,
or maybe they've got like and have
they got $600. They got $1,000. $1,000 and for a pair of speakers. Okay. I need to find out what can I recommend and go, look, if it were my money, me 20 years ago, 30 years ago, when I first got into this is what I would have bought now with what we have today. And so I have a full ELAC system in my garage right now. I want to check those out. And I want to see, like, man, you know, I've done some videos on Sue Research. I think those are like $300 a pair of the bookshelf speakers, super affordable, you know? So out of all of my listening, I'm just going to figure out, okay, what can I get behind and go, you know what? These are solid. These aren't in game level speakers, but I'm telling you, if you're just starting out and this is your budget, I think you're really going to like this. And so I need to do that with the foundation. And then I want to do that with a performance. That would be, I'm thinking that could be like my Martin Logan's. I love that system. It's a fantastic system. The F200s, it could be Klipsch, it could be SVS, it could be Arendal, you know, somewhere in that kind of what I call mid tier. And then the top, which is my reference, you know, for me personally, like this is my end game. I know there's bigger, better, badder out there, but for me, I'm not chasing anything else. And I think if I like it, there's a lot of people that would love it too, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's, I don't, as far as to answer, you know, his question, was it hard to get other brands on board? No, you know, it's because of the relationships that I've established with them.
I didn't notice on the page, JVC. Are you still dealing?
So yes, good question. So yes, part of that is I ran out of time. So I'm building and preparing, and we got a deadline of April 1st, and it took us 6 months to become an online retailer for JVC, like an add to cart. That almost doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And it only happened because of my relationship with them over the past 8 years. They told me that. And my business model is different. And, you know, like I said, it was one of those things where it made sense to them and to their team to bring us on. And so I asked them, I said, look, I'm still the same guy, still the same. I mean, basically it's more like a rebrand than it is anything, you know. I'm changing my business model, that I'm not doing inventory. We never did inventory with JVC anyway.
Right.
You know, just like Abe, if he wants a JVC, he buys it, installs it, you know. Right. So that doesn't change. But what does change is we have to have them change their whole legal document, because it's a legal document, right? You know. And so they have to get their legal team to change it all over to to Community AV and my information. And then we have to get that contract, and then there's a whole process. It's a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
So I just haven't finished that. So it's on the back end, but probably technically, well, actually, I know I'm not authorized right now, but I've already gotten their blessings to be an online dealer again with Community.
Okay. Very good.
So that'll be coming. I just got to finish all the stuff that they require, and then they've got to get with their legal team, get that, and get it back to me. And so then once they give me the thumbs up, that'll be back on there, and then you can buy JVC with me. But I'd like to find other brands too, because not everybody can afford a JVC, you know. But there are some things that I could see possibly becoming an Epson dealer, because the reality is not everybody, or JVC kind of caps out at a certain size, you know.
Right.
Like it's not a light cannon. Never has been designed.
I'm waiting for the revamp. I think it's going to be due next year.
I hope they do, dude.
I'm betting they're going to be adding some more brightness too.
I hope they see what Epson's doing. But they just told me a long time ago. They said, Michael, you know, you can either have a bright, like really, really bright projector, or you can do what we've chosen to do, and it's color, it's the contrast, the deep blacks. He says really, really difficult and very, very expensive to do both. And we know people can do both.
The biggest expensive element is the lens.
It's getting close.
The lens, yeah.
Yeah. The lens is what really sets apart a lot of these projectors, and where the money is.
Yeah. So when you look at that, it's like they just chose, like, this is our lane. This is what we're going to stay in. So they may not ever chase. Now they pretty much every year they incrementally, but I don't know if we'll see JVC come out with, hey, here's a 10,000 of our version.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking they're probably going to come out with like a 5,000-6,000 lumen version.
That'd be great if
they got to.
That'd be awesome.
You know, I think, you know, they have to just to keep up with, because even like the new AWOL everything else. The new X Jimmy, they're 5,000 and 6,000 lumens now.
Yeah.
So
I could see
it's
that possibly.
Yeah.
The price though, JVC will always get you with that
That's awesome,
price
Don.
point.
Appreciate it, man.
So let's shift gears here. So Grave Danger says he just watched the Dune movies today. I guess that's in preparation for Dune 3, right?
Dune 3.
So we like to do a segment for those of you that aren't familiar with our show. We like to talk about what we watched last week. So Ike, I'm hoping you had a chance to
Yes.
watch any movies.
I did the Netflix thing this week. I did Train Dreams. I don't know if anyone has seen that. That's a really good Western
What is it?
style
Brain Dream?
Train Dream.
Train
Strange
Dream.
dreams.
train, like a moving train.
Ah, Train Dreams.
Your audio is super low.
Oh, really? How about now?
Much better. So that was on Netflix. How was streaming?
It was good. Actually good. So
Train Dreams.
not too bad.
94
It's
and Rotten
Western.
Tomatoes. Not bad. There you go.
Yeah, it's Western. It's a good movie, And then I did Black Crab. It's an action thriller. It's much older. I think it's like
say-
2022. Black Crab. It's also on
Black Crab.
Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah. It's more of an action thriller. Has some good sound, but in terms of movie quality, is nothing. Just they're not the same movie. type,
Five
but-
soldiers on an impossible suicide mission across the ice,
Yeah,
fighting for survival.
has some good demo scenes. Not bad.
There we go. Very good. Very good. Oh, let me take this down so we can see Michael. Oh, so so this one was 5.7 IMDb. Well, what do you think? Was it worthy of the rating?
Yes, but I like that it wasn't much longer than it was. It was like an hour. It was one of the shoot 'em up. I mean, 5 soldiers who are on a suicide mission. We all know how it ends, right? But it has some good demo scenes. So I enjoyed it. It was a good. Yeah, I don't know if I would put it like highly recommended.
Right.
It's one of those things where you just sit and find something to watch and just enjoy it. It's not a 3-hour movie, so that's good.
Yeah. Speaking of 3-hour movies, I told my wife, I said on Tuesday, I was like, "Oh, Fire and Ash came out. Let's download it on the Kaleidoscape and watch it." And it was like we put the kid to bed, and it was like 8:30 when he went to sleep. And I was like, "Man, this thing is taking a long time to download. Why is it taking so long to download?" It was like 15 minutes because usually it's only like 8 minutes or so, 9 minutes for it to download on the Strato V.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's 13 minutes and it's sitting there. I'm like, why is it still 13 minutes? As I said, well, you ready to go watch this movie? I went back to it. 3 hours and 35 minutes for this movie. I said, well, we're not watching that tonight because that's going to put us into 1 a.m.
Yeah. Wow.
So yeah. So we didn't wind up watching anything. So Scott says he watched War Machine. Yeah, War Machine. We covered that one last time.
Yeah.
Man, that was that. I enjoyed it. The sound was really well on that. I will say I didn't care too much for the ending. It was kind of cheesy how they took care of the machine. The how they. I'm not going to spoil anything.
Yeah, don't
but
spoil it.
How they did the machine. So anyway, but I didn't care for the ending too much. But I did enjoy the surprisingly enough the sound on that for sure. So how about you, Paul? Any movies? Are you recall? I see you contemplating, or the smoke is coming from your head, trying to remember.
Yeah, Jessica asked if
He's
we watched.
texting Jessica.
I
He's
wrote
like,
it
I need
my
the
movie
list.
and came prepared. Yeah.
She asked if we watched anything, and I was like, "Yeah." And then I told her, and she was like, "Oh yeah." So she's as forgetful as I am. That's why I write them down. I
Yeah.
watched Greenland 2.
Oh, how was that?
It sucked compared to the first one.
I'm
I mean, the
glad.
first one was just a regular old six.
It was
action
okay.
movie. The second one, cash grab. Get out of here. Nothing. Yeah. I
So
didn't.
what? Not even sound. The sound wasn't even good.
I mean, I don't care if the movie sucks. It doesn't matter how amazing
know,
the
right?
sound is. I don't remember
Well,
any good. I mean,
some
unless
people
there's something absolutely friggin' amazing. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but no, nothing stood out. Like, no. I mean, the story wasn't. It wasn't that. It wasn't that horrible, but it was like a 4. It was like, okay, you already know how it's going to end in the first like 10 minutes of the movie.
Oh, that stinks.
You know what I mean? It's like, okay.
It,
yeah.
what stinks even more is I purchased both of them, hoping that they would be good. I just haven't watched them yet.
Yeah, I mean, the first one wasn't bad. And if you watch the first one, you got to watch the second one. But I'm telling you, you're going to be like, oh, okay, yeah, this is scrolling on the phone while you're watching a movie in the background type of movie. And, I mean, the acting was good. And yeah, the audio wasn't bad or anything. And there was a couple scenes that were pretty cool that you probably could do demos, but I wouldn't want to promote the movie that much to show it in
Godfather 2
demos.
is good.
And I also watched Roofman.
Oh yeah, I've seen that too.
Yeah,
That
that was an interesting story, but I was like,
Shannon Tatum, right?
yeah.
That's
yeah,
why.
that was
That's
an
why
interesting
Jessica wanted to watch that one.
Yeah, now that's based on a true story though. So
He gets, you get to see the whole in the buff in Channing Tatum for all the ladies out there listening. You get to see him in the buff.
yeah.
Here's to all the ladies out there.
And then I actually watched one more movie, Polite Society.
I've never heard of
That was great. I love that movie. It didn't take itself serious, but it was really good. I would recommend watching that one. Like, that's above the 6 scale. You know, that's like, oh yeah, this is worth a watch. And at first I thought it was going to be
91 on Rotten Tomatoes. So yeah.
yeah. I mean, that's a high praise for Rotten Tomatoes. But yeah, it's the 7 mark. It's like, oh yeah, this is worth a watch. You know, I mean, it's a funny, you know, it doesn't take itself too serious. You know what I mean? Like, but it's a great storyline, and there's no like, oh, this is an amazing story. I mean, it's a good story, but it's not like.
Is this a Bollywood film or is this made in America?
I don't know that it's made in America, but it is all English. So, but I don't know. I don't think so. You'd have to look it up.
We'll have to find it out.
I don't look into the detail.
Yeah, I was just curious.
Yeah. I mean, it was a great movie. So, if you've never heard of it, and this is one of those ones that, you know, it's like, oh, is this my $5 flick type of deal? No, this is a really good movie. So it's not the one that I have to force you to watch. Oh, Michael, you should watch Tiptoe.
Oh yeah, no, don't force him to watch that. No, the guy's busy enough as it is. He can't afford to. Afford to waste 2 hours on that movie.
He would be stuck watching it and then be like.
So, Michael, a couple weeks back, Paul watched this movie called Tiptoes.
Yeah,
and after I watched it, I asked him, what, after watching the trailer, what actually possessed you to watch this movie? Because even the trailer. So we all made it our homework. Now if we watch a bad movie, it's our homework that we.
Yeah. The other people have to watch. It has to be really bad. Yeah,
hilarious.
it can be bad good,
Right.
but it has to
That's
be
to be
bad.
cheesy, bad, yeah.
Yeah, like literally, like, oh no.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So, Michael, I know you've been super busy. Have you had a
Yeah,
chance
but
to
I-
take
yeah.
any movies?
A couple of weeks ago, I watched. I even saw Scott. He mentioned it. War Machine was really good. And it was just a fun movie. It wasn't like an
Right.
amazing.
Yeah.
The script and
It was just a fun flick, man. Like
Mhm.
the action was great on Netflix.
Yeah,
Surprisingly,
nonstop for sure. Yep.
bass was phenomenal in my room. It was just. It sounded really good, especially for streaming.
Mhm.
Don't judge me. Most of the time, we have to.
Oh, you got to do chick flicks, man. Come on.
No, actually, we were going to have a couple over this past week, and they had an emergency. Mom fell, broke her like hip and her leg, and so they couldn't come over. So Jessica and I was. They had suggested like 4 movies. So I told them, we live here. We can watch anything we want. What do you want to watch in my theater room?
Mhm.
And so they gave us like 4 of them. One of them was, I think it was like Equalizer 3. I'm like, Jessica's not going to watch that. That's gruesome, violent. I mean, like,
Right.
Yeah.
yeah, no. And then one of them was Mission Impossible, like one of the last one, like Last Reckoning or something like that.
Yeah.
Dead
The newest
Reckoning.
one.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I'm down for that. I like all the Mission Impossibles, so that's a possibility. Jumanji, The Next Level was one. And I think there was maybe one more that I hadn't heard of. And so when they backed out, these are kind of fresh on our mind. I'm like, well, babe, I mean, I know you're not going to watch that one. And okay, that one's possible. What would you like to watch? She's like, well, we watched that one Jumanji. That was pretty good. I said, okay, cool. So we watched Jumanji 2. It was trash.
Oh, you didn't like the
no.
Next Level? Oh, I love those movies.
I did not like. I like the first
You
one.
making fun of my movie?
I didn't.
Oh
like
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, man,
Abe
he's in
starred in that movie, by the way.
Yeah.
I didn't like.
Did you see Abe in the movie?
I
Yeah.
did not. I did
You
not.
didn't
Which
see
one was
Abe
it?
in the movie.
You must have blinked. So yeah, I was in the smokestack when they walked into the, when they're in the desert and they walked into the little bazaar area and then they walked
Show
into
your
the bar.
picture, Abe. Show your picture.
Yeah,
Oh, I don't have it readily available, but I'm right there when they walk in and
very
on
cool.
the side. Yeah. That
Yeah,
was
I
it.
So
just-
Abe does a lot of extra work.
They film stuff all the way. They film stuff all over here around this area. So for fun, I'll just go and be background. It's just fun to do. So
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah,
and I
it
get to
just
see how the
I don't
movies
know.
are made, which is very
I think
entertaining.
The storyline, the plot. I mean, of course, you got to suspend disbelief, of course, and that's what Jumanji is.
Yeah.
But I think they just took a weird,
Yeah,
about
it's
the eels and switching people, and I was like, it was very predictable in certain things. I'm going, okay, I
Yeah.
know what's going to happen here, and it happened.
Yeah.
She's like, my wife was, she was like, what's going to happen? I'm like, are you serious? It's about to happen, and it happened. So I hate those types of movies. Like surprise me, do something different.
Right.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
kind
I
of
hear
a-
you. I hear
It
you.
is kind of a regurgitated story. I can see that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, I was hoping they would just do something.
They're
unique
coming out
that
with a
story.
third one of that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they didn't film any scenes of it in near us for that movie because I was looking for it, but no, they did a lot of it in Canada.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So I didn't get to.
Those aren't high rated movies. Those are like
They're just
5.
fun. Yeah.
Those are definitely, you can scroll on your cell phone while they're
fun.
watching.
It's just, I always compare it to like junk food. Junk food's good.
Yeah,
But is it the finest meal? No.
No.
And
It's fun to eat
parts
every
of it, like when they're switching their voices.
Yeah.
So now you got Dwayne, he's got a high pitched voice because he's
Mhm.
and then you got it was
Next level is
kinda-
supposed to be like reference
really
for
corny.
sound and picture.
yeah, I mean that was okay, but
Hey,
it was
I
corny.
can tell you that one thing I was impressed by is being on set, the amazing level of detail
Mhm.
they
Yeah.
put in the buildings, the
Yeah,
props.
set
It's
design, yeah.
so perfect. I mean, you can go right up to it and you swear it's just real. So what you see in the movie doesn't even do it justice of what I saw in person. It was insanely. So the artists and the craftsmen who make these sets and make these buildings, insane.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I guess the reason they have to be so detailed because now we have such higher resolution,
Correct.
4K
you know,
and everything.
format,
Yeah.
4K, and big. When you watch it, you need that. You know, it needs to be perfect.
Yep.
So that's pretty incredible.
So,
Yeah.
Fred, did we just become best friends because Begonia was my favorite movie of last year?
Begonia.
So, and then we'll go down after Abe does his movie. We'll go down to the next comment. But Abe, what
he
about
was
you?
saying that's the worst movie that he's seen.
No, that was not the
I
worst
did like
movie.
that movie. I was not gonna watch it if you didn't,
Awesome.
because the cover art, I was like,
Yeah, that cover
that's
art
too
was
weird.
just
I'm
like,
not buying a
yeah.
movie that looks whatever's going on there. I don't even want to know.
That should have won Best Picture last year.
Yeah, it was a good movie. I did like it.
I have not seen that one. I have to check that one out.
But so what about you, Abe? Were you able to partake in any
Yeah.
movies?
I did. I kind of found a gem. I love old movies. So, and I saw that Prime has really done a good job of putting out a lot of old movies and putting a lot of like restored versions of a lot of old movies. And I found this one, and I just never knew it existed. It was a John Wayne, Sophia Loren, 1957, called Legend of the Lost. I didn't even know, and I've seen a lot of John Wayne movies, and I just did not know this movie existed. Saw it on Prime, watched it, loved it. Great movie. Sophia Loren in her prime. I mean, she must have been like 20 when they filmed this movie in 1957. The movie was very well done.
I've seen it. I just put
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
It's a great. He's a guide, and he's helping this guy find this lost city where there's some buried treasure in the middle of the Saharan desert. It's just a really good, fun movie to watch. It's a gem, and here's something, made in 1957, still entertaining to this day.
Yeah.
Good
And
call.
so, loved it. And so, if you want to find an old gem that just kind of is just a good story, good writing, good acting. I mean, it's John Wayne. Come on.
If you can get past the film grain, Don. Yeah, a lot of the older movies are
No,
better.
on Prime, though, they managed to film great. Well.
No, the restoration looked great. I was very whoever did the restoration looked fantastic. It was filmed in Technorama, originally filmed in Technorama. So it was filmed in like a 2:4:6 to 1 aspect ratio, I think, originally. Although this looks like they cropped it a little bit too.
You gotta. Those old movies had to have a good story, not just.
Oh, that's the thing. It's a good story. It's just a fun movie, and it's good seeing. And both of Sophia Loren and John Wayne are young in their prime, and it's just a fun movie to watch. Highly recommended. Legend of the Lost. I don't know if you can pull it.
Anything else?
That was it. Well, we watched Casino, which I love that movie, so I've seen it.
Everybody loves Casino.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that. So we enjoyed that.
All right, so I'm gonna add in on Fred. This is why I said, first of all, he says Begonia, and then he says Send Help. Well, Send Help just came out on Kaleidoscape, not this week, but last Tuesday, and I can tell you what, I really enjoyed this movie. I watched the trailer, and I had no clue what I got myself into here. But it's about a boss and the employee. The boss is the gentleman in this picture here, and the girl is his employee, and they're flying to some business conference or whatever, and they get stranded on this island. And the preview I watched, it's like, the guy's kind of trying to boss her around and stuff like that. He's being a real ass to the girl, and she's like, you know what? We're not in a work environment anymore, And so I start watching this thing, and it just takes a turn, man. And come to find out that it was made by the director that did Evil Dead, right? So I didn't think it was a horror. I didn't think that it was going to be nowhere near as bloody and gory as it was, but I absolutely had a fantastic time with this movie. It's highly recommended. I suggest there's maybe 1 or 2 jump scares in there. It's not really a true horror, to be honest with you. It's just something that they did, but it's. I'm telling you, you guys need to check this out. It was really good. Look at the Rotten Tomato score, 93.
Wow.
Right, so it's definitely something that you should watch. If you don't like blood, you might have a problem with it, but it was not at all what I expected. It took a total different twist on me, and I was like, man, this is a good movie. Just like Begonia, it did the same thing. I was at the end, it just left me kind of like, what the heck just happened, right? So make sure you check this one out. Send help. And then hopefully next week I'll have a review on Fire and Ash for you too, because apparently there's some good scenes. And in this Send Help, there's actually some nice rainstorms that come over the island. There's some pretty good atmos and surround sound, some pretty good bass in some areas too. So not referenced by no means, but yeah, definitely worth the watch. Definitely worth the purchase. It was a day one purchase for me. So yeah. Very, very, very good. Unfortunately, that was the only movie that I was able to partake in this week. I did want to watch some of the Fire and Ash, but like I said, it was like freaking 9:30, and I had to be up early the next morning, so I wasn't going to stay up till like 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock to watch this movie. So, let's see. Odyssey by Snap. He says, add Psycho Killer to your homework. Absolutely awful. Let's take a look at that. We might have to.
Yeah, we'll see. You know what? Let's see if it's
worthy
on
of
the.
homework.
You still got my 3mm cable? I totally forgot about it.
Psycho Killer. It's a 2026 movie? How can it be all? Oh, gosh. 10% on Rotten Tomatoes. This might be.
That might be.
Contender. That may be a contender. Let's look at it. Let's check
I
it out.
don't know if you're going to get Ike to watch this movie.
If it's a horror movie,
I'm going to have to watch it
I
at
don't
7 a.m. in the morning, man.
Psycho Killer.
So where can we
Man,
find Psycho
good
Killer?
God, that might be worth watching though if it's that bad.
10%.
But
Well, the thing about and guys, the thing about Tiptoes was it was an all-star cast. You know, it had what was the girl's name again?
Oh my God, what's her name?
She was in all the
You fine.
yeah, she's super fine. So it had Bradley Cooper in it. It had Peter Dinkle. It had what's the comedian's name?
Kate Besson.
Matthew McConaughey.
Beckinsale.
Kate Beckinsale. That's who it was.
Yeah.
And it was a bad movie. But this one, so this might
Gary
be
Oldman. Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman. That was who else too?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was just a horrible movie. But
It was.
this might have to be our homework for sure.
Psycho Killer.
We're gonna have to find out where we can watch Psycho Killer. Let me see.
It better be for free somewhere.
Let me see if it's
Pass a law if it has a low scoring rating. It has to be free everywhere.
Let's see. Fandango at home.
Oh, it's not that bad of a movie.
Fandango's still a thing? Fandango?
Let's see.
It says $10 in my little.
To stream on
Do they have it on
Hulu late.
Blockbuster?
It's expected to stream on Hulu later in 2026.
Oh.
Might as well squash the idea.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's see what it costs on Amazon. Let's see.
There should be like a 99-cent bin on Amazon.
Right.
Oh yeah, there should
It probably
be.
is.
That'd be great, you know.
Yeah, that would be.
Nice to have movies.
I
Now,
still
that would
don't
be
know Amazon makes money on certain things. It's
Yeah.
insane. Just
Movies not selling, you move it to the 99-cent bin.
Let's see. Psycho Killer. That's karaoke, so that's probably not it.
Psycho Killer Karaoke.
Yeah.
That sounds like a name of a great movie. Psycho Killer Karaoke. You go do karaoke and it kills you or something.
Where did you watch this movie? Tell us in the chat where you were able to check it out.
Yeah.
Should be on there. Yeah.
You should be able to tell that if you
It's
scroll down.
showing as a Blu-ray in my little area, but it's $9.99. That's a pretty high price for a crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to find out where we can.
What's the story? Let me see what the synopsis. Look at lower. It says a motor. Well, I don't know.
Where are we at?
On the right side, it's like a little description.
A motor patrol officer sets out to find the man responsible for the brutal murder of her husband.
Ooh.
Her quest leads to
her to a sadistic serial killer whose mental depravity and sinister agenda is more twisted than anyone could have ever imagined.
So a couple of the other final questions here is 3-hour movie. What's your favorite 3-hour movie?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Gone with the Wind.
That's a good one. Yeah, I like that one. Going one. Yeah.
I don't even remember it.
Was Braveheart close to 3 hours?
I think so.
I think all the Avatars are close to 3 hours. I like the Avatar movies.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Lord of the Rings are good. I don't know. That's a tough question because I'm like, if it's a good 3-hour movie, I don't remember it being 3 hours. You know what I mean? Like the time flies by and you're just like, whoa, like man, that was an amazing movie. And then you're like, man, that was 3 hours long. You're like, Jesus, you know?
You know, it was 2 hours.
You know, it's a good
8
movie,
minutes.
though.
So I'm 2 minutes shy of that. Close enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people like the Lord of the Rings. Obviously, some of the Dune movies are pretty close to 3 hours too, right?
Yeah.
2.5 almost.
I like the
that's
Zack
long.
Snyder Justice League. That was a long.
Yeah.
Now,
So
you're
somebody
not a
mentioned Oppenheimer in here.
Oppenheimer.
was-
that's,
Man, after multiple tries, I finished that movie. I don't know if I would rank it. That's my best.
well, you know, I suffer from the same problem. I actually fell asleep
I
during it,
suffered through that movie, man.
but then I watched it again because I just had to finish it, and so I finally watched it like the next day again and made it through it. But yeah, it was kind of tough, but it was good. But yeah, put you to sleep.
It took me probably 4 tries.
But it was good. It was good. I don't know why.
All right, and one last question before we get ready to sign off here. Says recently been looking to get 3 identical towers for my LCR. How much more of a difference would it make? So I have 3 towers, 3 of the same Martin Logan 60 XTIs that come across that are, I'm most of the time when we're doing any type of home theater design. Abe, I'm sure you're not mixing and matching speakers there, right? So
No, I totally agree. 3 identical front speakers.
yeah, that way the panning is all the same going across.
And align those tweeters. Align those tweeters in the same horizontal plane,
Same level, right?
as close to ear level as possible with your main with your MLP.
Yeah, and Michael, you're a big proponent of that. Also, I remember you used to have the 3 Lascalos, right?
Yeah, and even before that, so I had 2 towers and a horizontal center. And in my theater room, I didn't have an AT screen, acoustically transparent. So it was above my screen, angled down. And honestly, that was a horrible because it always went from, the sound would travel from here and then go straight up in the air and then come right back down. And that is, your brain knows that's not what just happened on screen. So it pulls you out of the movie. So
that's the
anytime
problem having with LED screens now. People are putting center.
Correct.
Which now I'm almost say, hey, just put 2 of them sometimes. Put a center above and below and EQ it out a little bit, time align a little bit, just so that you have a little bit of a washer.
Yeah.
But it's never going to be perfect. But ideally, 3 speakers, identical.
I think it's the best thing. And I think that's whether it's a tower or what they call a monitor, which is like a big bookshelf, or a bookshelf. If you don't have space, even 3 identical bookshelves will be amazing.
Nothing amazing.
Set up. It's like, yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. I've done plenty of small little room theaters with, 5 or 7 identical bookshelf speakers all the way around with multiple subs, and worked out great. Just get them all lined up.
Yeah. I want to throw this out there. A long time ago, when I first got into home theater, I thought that because a center channel was called a center channel, like that's what you were supposed to buy. Like that's, you know, it's like it's
A lot of people
designed
Yeah.
for us to be a center channel. That's what it's designed for. I later found out that in a lot of cases, not every speaker manufacturer, some of them do it really well and much better than others. But a lot of times when you take that a vertical speaker and rotate it horizontally, you have some issues there, especially when you start getting off axis, not directly on with it. And so Aaron had a great video a long time ago called "Why Most Center Channels Suck."
Yeah.
Mhm.
So ideally, if you can have a center channel, like Perlisten does a great job with this to help mitigate that. And so even on their horizontal center channels, that middle section has a vertical array, what they call a DCP array. So they've got a tweeter and then 2 mid-range drivers, but it's vertical, it's not horizontal.
Mhm.
And so just because something's called a center channel doesn't necessarily mean. So that's why I say if you could do 3 bookshelves, those are all vertical. 3
totally agree.
towers, 3 monitors. I think you're gonna get a much better experience.
Totally agree. Yeah.
For sure.
Well, the biggest reason they were made rectangular was CRT television.
Yeah, it's convenient.
On top of the TV, convenience. That's
Most
all.
people
Really,
don't
the main
want
reason
to
why.
do that. Yeah, they had
You're
to
on
do
top of your
that.
big screen Mitsubishi rear projection TV. You're on top of your Sony TRT. That was it. So you have a place to set it on top.
Yeah, vast majority of living rooms aren't going to be able to do 3 towers.
Well, Scott, are you not entertained? We
Yep.
entertain. Hopefully, we were entertaining enough for you.
I
I'm
talk
looking
finish
forward.
that
I'm
entire
looking
theater.
forward to it, man.
I talk
I'm
to
gonna
Scott
be- I'm
almost
gonna be
every
out
day,
there.
man. He is.
Yeah.
I might have to sneak out there too, man. I'm
Hey, you guys should
Dude,
come
you-
along.
you
man.
missed
I'll
it.
be there.
You always say that, dude. You're like, yeah.
no, I already
I'm
went to.
gonna
Well, I
wait.
went to Scott's place. I went out
I
there.
know.
Yeah, he did. He went out there. I'm gonna
Yeah,
wait.
you went out there
until the
last year, right?
inaugural. I'm gonna wait for him to get it tuned. I don't want the first.
Oh,
the-
he's
the
talking
second.
about everything's gonna be ready to go, man. He's
Yeah,
talking about
You're talking about, I got to. One day I have to tag along. I'd like to check this guy's.
He's hoping
24.
to have about a week to calibrate it.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Sounds
what
interesting.
He does. He spends a lot of time calibrating.
Yeah.
So,
You would
It doesn't
have
matter.
to with that many subwoofers.
It's gonna be a cool experience.
I'm gonna wait until the first upgrade. After
Yeah.
after
the first upgrade.
I don't even know.
you know he's gonna do something.
It's gonna
He's
be
gonna
like
upgrade
The
something.
house is gonna be
Gonna
upgraded.
be like
It's gonna
32,
fall apart.
32.
The upgrade, exactly, Michael. You hit that right on the head. The upgrade is going to be the bracing for the house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I'm gonna wait until
Upgrade
the
could be another
first
house 'cause he
incident.
destroyed that
Yeah.
one.
He's going to have straps flown over the top of the roof like the guy in Florida that strapped his house down.
Hurricane
Yeah.
straps on your speakers are required in this room.
Oh my gosh.
Well, Michael, thank you so much for
Hey,
joining
man,
us.
appreciate the
And-
invite.
and-
I know I
and thank-
sent me a text like 2 hours before. He's like, "Hey, you want to jump on a?" And again, I don't have time. I'm just choosing to make time. It's like, look, I love you guys. I appreciate what you're doing for the community. If there's a way I could support, it's like, look, I want to do this. Trust me, I've got a gazillion things. I got people sending me messages tonight. Hey, I want to get that mini DSP. I want to, and so
I'm glad you're selling stuff from
That's
our
awesome.
show. I know you are streaming to your channel, and
yeah.
want to thank all your Patreons
Yeah.
and subscribers.
You'll have to let us know where your subscribers dropped off the most when Don was talking.
Look at the analytics.
Oh, yeah,
That's
the
funny.
analytics. You have to let
That's
me know.
hilarious. Yeah. I forget. I
Yeah,
think
that's
at one
awesome,
time I
man.
saw it. It was about
I'm
like
very happy
65
you,
around
you got to be on the show. It was nice. It was nice seeing you on the show. It was awesome. Thank
Yeah,
you.
for
Right-
sure. Thank
right
you for
me.
that, and thank you
Yeah.
for Youthman's audience for joining us. Look, we do this every Thursday night at 9:30 Eastern time. Like I said, we prefer to do home theater tours. If we don't have one, we always come up with something to talk about with talking to people in the chat or movies that we just watched. Because look, you build your theater to watch the movies, right? You to enjoy the movies. So, and we like to run this thing like a Zoom call. If you only got 10 or 15 minutes or a half hour or an hour or so, we're usually on for two and a half hours, 9:30 to 12 or so. If you got a couple minutes and you want to join the show, we try to run it like a Zoom call to where you can jump in, jump out, just talk about what you want to talk about, do your theater tour, or if you got an upgrade or whatever, we welcome everyone. So once again, if you'd like to be a guest on the show, please shoot us an email to hublive@gmail.com. We'd love to show off your system and talk to you about what some of the decision making that you made to build your theater, or why did you what constraints did you have, because every theater has a constraint, right? What would you maybe do to upgrade or do something differently? So yeah, we definitely like that. Once again, if you're not a subscriber to all of our channel, Ike at Easy HT, myself at Horizon Home Theater, Paul at Brews and Views. Abe, do you got a channel yet?
I'm working, almost there.
So the
Almost there.
channel's almost there. Abe's going to try to do a lot of stuff, industry stuff, but until then, he's we love to have him on the show. He's definitely built a lot of award-winning theaters behind the scenes. So he's definitely value to our show.
Knowledge.
Yeah, for sure. And Youthman, definitely appreciate you again for joining us.
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all's friendship over the years, man. Been
for
we
sure.
buds for a long time, guys.
Absolutely. So
Making me
until
feel
next
older.
time, lights down,
sound
up, and don't blame us for your next
Youthman
upgrade.
for your next upgrade.
And y'all need to practice
practiced
that.
that. They've practiced
Okay,
that.
y'all need to practice that some more.
That's Ike. That's Ike. He's
Yeah,
always.
I was
he's
putting
the
a
echo.
twist to it. Yeah, I was putting a twist. Blame Youthman for your next upgrade. So you'll be fine.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you everyone for joining us tonight.
See you next week. Bye.
Later, guys.